Hello, hello. Happy Friday, one and all. Hopefully it is a great Friday for you. For me, it is...
Hopefully it is a great Friday
Oh,
for
no.
you. For
No,
me,
shut
it
up.
is-
I don't want to hear you. Stop talking.
Oh, no.
I left it up just to make sure that the stream was actually working, which was a mistake. But, okay, I think we're good. So I am actually, for the first time, I tested it out. Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, I tested it out. So I'm streaming on Rumble and YouTube. I gave up on Twitch. Just, I don't know. Just something about Twitch doesn't set right with me. Good evening. How can we be good here? Are we ever? Ugnip, sir, as someone who's just found love, I don't know how you could sound so pessimistic. But congratulations on being first. Congratulations. Well done. Good to see you here. Is everything going okay on that score, Ugnip? I mean, not you have to share personal details, but I mean, last time you were Twitter painted, you were smitten, and now you went off and you were frolicking around the globe. Fivefold venerations, my friend. Yes, I owe. Fivefold venerations to you as well. I think that's not an insult. Well, I know it's not, but it is. I'm still off the 15th of June. Nice. Okay. All right. Heck yeah, Ugnip. Congratulations. Now, I gotta ask, how tall is she? Because I know you're a tall fellow yourself. And look, we guys typically don't nitpick on height as much as the gals do. But, if you're a giant... if she's 4'10", so closing in. Oh, that's a euphemistic way of putting it there, Ugnip. I'm so glad that's how you frame that. True love is closing in. She's about to get her hands on me. 1.68 to 172. I guess my question is how great is the height disparity between you two? Did you find an exceptionally tall lass, or did you just fall in love and was like, okay, I can see the top of her head, but that's all right. And she can see up my nose, and that's also okay. 20 centimeters? Okay, that's not too much. I'm trying to convert that to freedom metrics. 20 cm, 2 inches. Oh, really? Wait. Okay, so about 8 inches. Okay, so she's not even a foot shorter than you. Because you're 6'3", right? Or is your son 6'3"? No, you're 6'3". I think you're 6'3", which is 6'3" in cm. That is 190. 193. Yeah. So you're actually a little bit taller than 6'3". So she's okay. I guess that would make her just like 5'4" Okay, or 5'6". Okay, that's a normal height. Yeah, it would be hard unless you're 7 foot tall. It's hard to have a gal who's a whole foot shorter than you. I guess that's I don't know why I thought that, but I actually dated a gal who was 4'11", and again, I'm only 6'2". I'm 190 myself, ish, and she was 4'11" in centimeters, which is just under 150. I dig this, Denise. Bright moons light your path. You and Io both coming in with greetings of the legends of the Elder Scrolls variety. And then, I mean, of course, Ugnip. I guess that was more of a Dagoth kind of. Good evening. How can we be? I don't know what that was, but I appreciate the on-theme greetings. Also, I wanted to say this. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to put this in the chat. For those of you who haven't been paying attention, or because I didn't see it either, but that is Remian's latest video. It's called, it's like it said final update. So just as a paraphrasing, alpha progress, all cards implemented. Oh. Stories and puzzles, friend list, friend challenges, spectate mode, chat, match history, stats and deck win rates, which is a new quality of life, titles, store functionality, monthly season completion, rankings, turn timers, player disconnect and reconnect, server stability, matchmaking improvements, arena improvements, special lanes, AI player improvements, quality of life improvements, support for Bethesda.net client, game mechanic fixes, and card bug fixes. But here's the remaining work. This is the lowdown for anybody people are asking, when is it coming? When is it coming? There's still quest fixes it needed, an event system, and about roughly 100 existing bug reports. And then the server capacity testing, which I got to imagine that's really, really big. And that could be kind of that big final hurdle. I mean, obviously 100 bug reports is still a lot to go through, but the big thing is then, okay, how do we manage a server, and like how do you figure out how many people are going to be there? And like, I don't even know how it works. Like, I'm guessing it has to be big enough to accommodate every player who's on it at the same time. So you can't just be like, okay, well, we'll make it like 2,000 people, because there's probably never going to be 2,000 people playing Legends at the same time. But I don't know. But that's where it was a reference to you saying, "Think we are good." Oh, did I say? I forgot that I said that. My opening salvo. Whatever I say at the very beginning, usually is just off the top of my head, and I'm not even thinking about it. But how can we be good here? Are we ever? We are good here, though. I mean, that's a rhetorical question, Ugnip. Of course we're good. That's the answer. Of course we're good. There's nothing but goodness here. We're awash with goodness. An embarrassing. We are. It's an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the goodness. So that's where we're at. It looks like, okay, and about 1,258 people have viewed that link, so they've been able to see the people have been able to get updates on it. And I was dismayed. I also do have the link ready to go. The next time somebody asks me how can I download the game, I've actually got that there, so I can just plug it in and go. Because I hated having to look around for it. Oh wait! Oh, Ilya J and Thin White Duke are at it. All right, let's go. Oh, I just got a wave of nostalgia, like of just being able to queue into a game and see two people that randomly are just playing the game. So Ilya J or Ilyaj and Thin White Duke. Oh, and there's Thorana. Look, Thin White Duke. Oh, it's a beefy Thorana. Quick, Denise, avert your gaze. Look away. Look away. Stay away. And it looks like Thin White is about to... Five people gave me a historic moment. Look, that's kind of where we're at. Alas. Denise, yeah, but you're absolutely right. It is. But it's, well, I don't even have 5. I got 3. But Denise, I know has more friends than I do. She networks like oil. Well, that doesn't sound flattering. Like cool oil. Like she just flows in conversation. So at least from the person who has the most connections, there are 5 people playing. I only show 3 of them online, but 5. Yeah. A banner day for Legends. Wow, that turned pretty quick. Dark Elf Tribal, cool. Oh yeah, I guess that is, isn't it? Ooh, that's a great pull right there too. Yoik, says I. Wow. Looked like Ilya had the advantage there. Well, I mean, still does. That's a decent board, but with these two having charge, I mean, obviously there's going to be some favorable trades for Thin White Duke, and whatever he's going to bring. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Identify yourself. I live to serve.
Walk with our Lord.
I was about to ask, is he going to unsummon Lyneth? Yeah. Scouts report that. Well, I mean, that's a chance. It's a last ditch effort.
I'll scout ahead.
And that's not going to get it done.
Nice try. Care to go again?
Okay, and then burn the 4-1.
Hey! Hold off my goods! Hey! Hold off my goods!
It has been my honor.
GG. Who's going to bring on another charger? What charger will he bring?
Walk.
Oh my goodness gracious.
A stimulating
A stimulating exchange. I feel violated. I'm here for about 10 to 15 minutes. Got D&D at 5:30. Okay, Ario, did you want to jump in? Denise, did you have a... We're going to give Thin White Duke the capital GG. And we will give Ilya lowercase GG and 1 exclamation point. That's how I roll. If you lose, I want to give you a GG, but it's going to be lowercase. What do we got? Umaril nonsense. Looked good. And glad to see Therana in the mix. Denise was rooting for you. I was going to suggest Fashion Police. Okay, how does Fashion Police work, Denise? Yeah, Fashion Police IO, apparently. So yeah, I honestly have no idea what exactly that entails. Like, do you choose the deck based on the worst? Which player builds a deck with humanoid cards? Okay. A strong rally at the end. Oh no. There we go. And the cards are outfits the player would wear in Tessel if they lived in the game. Okay. All right, so okay. All right, so there you go, Io. That is that is a criteria. You can only put cards in your deck if the humanoids are wearing clothing that you yourself would wear in there. Oh, I don't have time to make that. I'll just smash someone or get smashed. Either way, smash. I need to make one quick. All right, I'm just gonna. So Io's. I'm just gonna challenge him. We're just gonna play something. Well, she's building a deck. You know, I'm gonna go. Let's do this one. I don't know what this is, but it's Dano's 33rd birthday deck that I think he gave me on his 33rd birthday. Or thereabouts. Hence my name for it. And I in the spirit of Denise's deck building criteria, I will declare when I play a card whether or not I would wear that outfit in Tamriel. No, good gravy. Oh no. Oh heavens to Murgatroyd. You know what? That's a okay.
Hail, friend.
All right, Craglorn Scavenger. It's not bad. It's not bad. I wouldn't do the headband probably. My hand is bricked even. Well, I mean, all I can do is a tempo harpy, so yeah. Not to worry, Io. I'm not going to be pulling away anytime soon. Oh no! Bad kitty. Bad kitty.
We're on the cusp of a major discovery.
Your heavens to Murgatroyd. Wait, what? Your heavens to Murgatroyd reminded me. Did I say heavens to Murgatroyd? Wait, Murgatroyd? What?
There's no prize for second place.
You know, I have a feeling he's afraid of my ruin archaeologist. But I don't even remember how to trigger these stupid things. Oh. Draw a card. Okay. So.
There's no prize for second place.
Preparations have been made.
What have we?
Eliza! Hello! Good to see you!
Appreciate an assertive leader.
I know just what to do with this.
Yeah! Alright.
You won't foil my
There's no
plan.
prize for second place.
Ooh, well. Shrieking Harpy. I decidedly would not wear this. That is... yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, so, and not gonna wear that. So yeah, so far we've got one outfit here that I wear. That one,
Potions, sweet
No, it's I don't see a dude version of that. Some of these things could go either way, but I don't. Ooh.
Let's knock some heads.
I guess ravaging elixir, maybe.
I have no patience for fools.
There's no prize for second place.
Seats are the ideal place for cheeks. Preach, Eliza, preach. That's some straight up poetry right there.
Hold off my goods.
And most pleased to see Eliza. Oh, and Big Hind's there. Yep. Oh. Whoa, whoa. What's with all the violence here? So I'm curious. I'm gonna play this. Wait.
Just let me at them.
Let me at them. Okay.
There's no prize for second place.
But hello, Eliza, by the way, and hello to Big Hind, who specifically did not greet me.
We fight for the glory of
I have brought flowers. Well, I to have planted my cheeks in a seat. I too have planted my cheeks in a seat. Well, I'm glad. Well, you know, I'm going to join in the party too. I'm not just saying it because it's trending right now, but I am. I too have my cheeks planted in a seat.
We'll hold, no matter what.
Hey, Giggles! Oh, you know what, little Giggles? Oh, she's a guard? Ugh.
I sell cures for all ills.
Now, see, how does that work? Does it? Oh, no! I don't want them to have... Okay, never mind. Okay, allows... I was afraid it was... Let's start a trend of cheeks in seats. TikTok will love it. No, I don't know. It's. I feel like it's a little too normal. We don't want to normalize cheeks in seats. Like, oh, what fresh hell! What fresh hell!
We Nords are the Empire.
Wow.
The Empire has no
By your
place in
command.
Skyrim.
Okay. Fire Boto!
They'll be needing a poultice.
Nice try.
Speak, citizen.
Deploy Giggles! You are reduced? Like reduced to tears? Because I have brought flowers to actually some who hasn't failed to deliver Norse babies? Babes? Wait, what? What? True, TikTok would probably put their heads on the seat and their cheeks in the air and everybody get injured. Yeah, exactly, Eliza. Or there would be something on the seat. Yeah, it's just, you know.
The Dark Brotherhood is upon.
Oh, great card art. Great card art. Oh, Io's cooking something. Wow. Okay.
Nicely done.
Good game, Io. Pretty sure Transmogrify really I mean, that's really rolling the dice there. Usually, only time I've seen Transmogrify is when, you know, it's like you've got nothing but actions or like only one creature in your deck. Schward in full simp mode? I don't have a simp mode. I am simpless. All right, we got. All right, Bio. Good to see you. Have fun in D&D. Don't overdo it. Don't give all your good energy tonight. You need to carry our game tomorrow. So have a good night, but not too good of a night. I'll be lurking, but what time are we doing Diablo tomorrow? So, Carlos, 3 o'clock my time, which I guess is 4 o'clock your time, because I do have D&D. We start at 11 tomorrow, so I mean, we usually they're about 3 to 4 hour sessions. So I'm gonna say 3 or 3:30 or 4 or 4:30 for you is gonna be a safe bet. Yeah. Unless you want to do it before 11. Like if you want to get up early, like 6 or 7. And go for like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. I could do that too, if you're down. But then Sunday, I believe, is wide open. So if you just want to not do it Saturday and do it Sunday instead, either way. But that would be, it would be post D&D. So you and I would start playing somewhere between 4 and 4:30 your time. Lots of talking here. Relax, it's just a girl. Wait, what? What do you mean just a girl, Big Hind? Just a girl? I'm just a girl in the world. That's all that you'll let me be. I'm just a... Oh, Cal Grunteed! Oh my gosh! The dragon Cal Grunteed has bequeathed or has requested my friendship, but Cal is nowhere to be seen. I was hoping Cal would show up here, but Cal Pal is MIA. Wasn't there a trend of people sitting on cake? Something weird like that? I'm sure there was. Trend has become a pungent word, a repugnant and pungent word to me now. Trends usually, I don't know. Such and such is trending. It's of course it is. But yeah, Carlos, thank you for lurking, sir. But yeah, if that works for you, I will be happy to do it. I might actually jump on a little bit, because I know you're almost ready to level up, and I need to match that because I spent a lot of time doing hard work for our team, and I need to reorganize my inventory because we got so much stuff from Walter the other day that so many lost packages of babes. Wait, what? What? Most babes have packages? Whoa, whoa. Not in the non-traditional traditional sense, sir. Not like no. Typically packages are the purview of the gentleman. If a gal has a package, I'm not interested in opening it. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe our nomenclature or our verbiage is different regionally, but no, typically. If we're talking about packages, yeah, don't, no, girls with packages, no. I hadn't seen one, and I was like, hey, Ugnip, give me your Norse babes, and he may ride on my back, and he was like, I may give you none. Well, he only has one, Big Hind, as far as I know. He only has one. Like, you can't share one. One doesn't divide equally. Sounds like me. Okay, well, where did you meet her again? How did that whole thing coalesce? You might have mentioned it, but I don't recall. Has a stash of babes, that's canon. Post-order really? No, really? Ugnip, seriously? Like, I'm not. Okay, you're joking. Okay. I don't know. I actually worked with a guy named Brett Heine. Yes, that was his last name, and yes, that was how it was pronounced. Heine. He was a nice fellow. He had an amazingly beautiful wife that did not look like. But she was mail order or post order, however you say it. They have 2 kids. Had 2 kids. I don't know. I don't know if they're still together. Like, yeah, he kind of talked like this. She was like, yeah, that's great. No, that's fantastic. Yeah. And, yeah. He showed us pictures of his wife. Yeah, that's my wife. I was also a mail order bride. You had to pay your own postage, Eliza. Like, That doesn't quite work out. You mailed yourself versus summoned again. She lived in Norway. Okay, we met 30 years ago, then again less. Oh, wow. Oh, young love. That's awesome. That is awesome. I think that is one of the most serendipitous or kind of touching love stories that can actually, like, a lot of love stories are kind of contrived, but, you know, the world's getting smaller, and so the idea of meeting somebody who you knew back in the day, whether, you know, you were too young to be thinking about that, like, you know, 10, like, there was a gal that I grew up with. My mom used to babysit her. Her name was Tina, and she was like my best friend for probably 2 or 3 years, like young years though. We're talking like 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere around there, because almost every day after school, or many days after school, because her mom was a teacher, her dad was a police officer, and so she would sometimes she'd get dropped off before school and then after school, and then on the weekends we just hang out. She's a really cool gal. In fact, 7 years old, she saw her dad took her to see RoboCop. She actually saw RoboCop before I didn't see RoboCop until I was like 20. But, you know, dad's a cop, so he just, whatever. She watched all the horror movies and everything. So, anyway, really nice gal, but she moved away to Williamsburg. We visited her once out there. We were pen pals for a while. Like, old school pen pals, like sent each other's letters for like 2 years. And then something happened and we just stopped talking. So, I don't know, like nothing romantic about it, but it'd just be cool, like, you know, 30 years later, like, oh my gosh!
Speak, citizen.
Wait, Eric? Eric? Eric! Hey, Eric, I didn't even see you. Snuck in there. All subtle like. You don't have a picture or anything. You've got this boring E by your name. See, everybody else has a picture that lets them stand out in a crowd. You're just like, I'm E. But hello, Eric. Good to see you. And maybe no judgment. Wait, you were ordered by a creep? Nah, BH, Jesse's right. I mailed myself. When I was 5, 6, and 7, yes, Eric. Yes, she was. I had not met you. Remember, we didn't meet until we were 15 years old. I did have a life before then, you know. Yeah, we were best pals. Hung around, chummed around together. That was long before you and I met in theater class and attempted to play the Star Wars card game in the library. Oh, Ilya with revenge for the last time White Duke won. So we will give Ilya the big GGs this time around. Revenge. That's the that's the what's his name? Megamind. Revenge. It's revenge. Wait, no. Revenge is a dish best served cold. It's revenge. I don't know. They go this whole thing where they talk about microwaves and reheating and all that kind of stuff. And then you met a creep. Wait, I'm E? No, E, you're I can't see your photo actually. I think you're a flower? Yeah, you're a rose, Eliza. Eric is literally just E. Cheers, no TK for me. Sorry for steering your E, Eliza. I guess now she's just Liza. Which, Liza, it's not as big of a swing as you would think, missing out on the first letter of your name. If I lose the first letter of my name, I'm Essie, which is definitely a downgrade. Like Essie is not bueno. Several years. So the usual time frame for a and hey, shout out to Renian. These emojis were not part of the vanilla game. These are quality of life that we got now. We've got legit emojis. You can't be SC. We have enough E people already. I know. Well, then I'd have to lose the E, and then I'd just be C, which is just getting worse and worse by the moment. You're a ninja? When were you like that was like I try to bequeath the truth as gently as possible, but I have receipts. Do I want to build a deck? Yes. I don't know. I'm very picky about clothing. I'm very picky, so it might be hard for me to find. And you can't keyword that. Let's see here. You know, I might have better luck starting with the Nords. Okay, you know what? I like this. I like that ensemble. That's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Minus all creatures except 2 supports. That's not bad. That's not bad. No. No, look at that gaudy belt. There's no way in hell. He actually looks pretty cool. He actually looks pretty cool. We're gonna do one of him though. I don't. He's one. Yeah, one. He's not all that cool. Let's see here. Oh no, not into the Red Guard. Don't like the ensemble for Red Guard very much. Like Bretons, I don't mind. Oh, you know what? It's a little too raggedy. We'll do one of those. Same thing with him. They're okay. I guess I can do one more of him. And look, these are all based, as Denise said, on visual aesthetics, having nothing to do with how good the card is. Or whether or not this deck will be functional. I actually think Veteran Enforcer, the armor looks pretty cool on that one. Blacksmith overalls, come on, seriously? No, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yeah. I think the fire adds a lot. And it's actually a decent card, so I'm going to try that. Nope, headband looks stupid. Stupid. Okay, here we go. Yeah, well, see, now he's not a base card, but we'll go with Camelorn Hero for sure. For sure. And Sentinel? Absolutely. I mean, Daggerfall Mage, I actually like the ensemble. Obviously, the chest area would be a little weird for me, so I guess I can't really go with that. Oh, this guy. Yeah, his sword is pathetic as hell, but he's cool looking. He's pretty darn cool looking. SA. Well, SA is Hispanic slang. What's up, SA? ¿Qué pasa, SA? But Essie, because it's Jesse without the J, it would just be Essie. So it would be like slang. Aren't you big beefy worm? According to my license plate, for those you don't know, Eric, was it sophomore year that you got that job, or was that junior year? He worked at a kiosk in the mall, Potomac Mills Mall, that actually had where they made custom keychains. So it was like it would look like a Virginia license plate, but you could put whatever you wanted to on there. And I don't remember, was it Joanna Perry that came up with that? I think it was a joke that we had or something. Yeah, so I still have it. In fact, well, I'm not gonna go get it, but I may get it. But yeah, so he actually made me a keychain or a little Virginia license plate that says Beefy Worm on it. But it wasn't Big Beefy Worm, it was just Beefy Worm. But you can't put all that on a license plate, Eric. What is your memory doing? Flight suit, Eric, stop it. I did not wear a jumpsuit, folks. I wore a flight suit, a legitimate flight suit bought from a military store. And I challenge any of you to wear a flight suit and not be comfortable, because it tapers at the waist, but it's not like a belt, so you don't really feel anything. It's very loose. I mean, it's just, you feel like you're just kind of walking around in a like you're free. You're completely free inside, and it looks cool, and people will envy you, except for your friend who's jealous that he didn't think of it first. I wore that with my Doc Martens, and I was cool. Okay, you are picky about clothing, but why don't you dress smart? This is smart as heck, man. This is brilliant what I'm wearing here. Yeah, not really my cup of tea. Ooh, Manic Jack. Yeah. Oh yeah, Manic Jack looks good. That's a good looking ensemble right there. No. I mean that would work for a dude too, but I don't like the look at me, I'm wearing a skirt. I mean, I'm sure some of these actually have that kind of sort of. I mean, loincloth. That's fine. It's fine. No. Ooh, I don't like the quilted look. Not for me. I don't want it to look cushy. I don't want my armor or my ensemble to look like somebody knit it for me. That. I mean, that's just rugged. That's just straight up rugged. I could do one of those. Kind of hard. I hate to say it, but I kind of like his look too. Not really. It gets crappy later on down. Jazargo. Hatchery Midler. Yeah, one of those. That's not bad. It's not bad. I can't be too picky. Dragon. Nah. I mean, he just looks cool. He looks cool, but I don't know. Oh, this guy looks cool. Yeah, I do like that. That's a good look. Yeah, we can do that. That's some good looking armor right there. I'm down with that. The Rana, well, she looks great. But I want to wear her ensemble. Abner Tharn. I never really thought of him. No, that's a good look. That's a good look right there. Yeah. Good old Abner. Abner Tharn. We're getting there. I'm gonna grab this because his armor does look cool. Like that's one of the coolest things there, even though it is an item. Denise said she has one or two non-creature or non-things, so that's mine. I don't know if I'll choose another one or not, but I don't know what's going on there. It's like he tiled his chest. It doesn't look great. I mean, Daedra are hideous creatures, but their armor is pretty badass. Yeah. Ancano. Ooh, do I genuinely like Ancano's look? Yes, I do. I genuinely like Ancano's look. I can happily say Ancano. I can include him without fudging that. And he's not bad either. Like two of them, not too bad. Don't you? You talk about the Rana? Denise? Oh, hang on. There's a lot of stuff being said here that I missed. I will accept payment in the form of interpretive dance, Eric. Ooh. Hey, Golden Rike. There we go. Okay, there's where he came in. Hello, Golden Rike. Sorry, that was 7 minutes ago. I didn't realize I got lost in the sauce. I was too much into the fashion critique here. Okay, not big beefy worm, Eliza, just beefy worm. And my interactive dance, however, is very open. Your funeral, Eliza. I don't know. I mean, he's got some moves, but I don't know about interpretive dance. Freshman, sophomore? Really? You were working that cart your freshman year? Lore. Very Joina-coded, and now I make license plates in a jail, right? Why don't you wear one for your stream? We can live vote. Wait, wear what? One of these ensembles? Well, I mean, to pull it off, right? You're talking like a couple grand at least. Unless I could do Geube. I could do Geube. Here we go, Geube. Yep. That's badass. I actually, well, no, I can't. Because if I were to take my shirt off, I would disgust a lot of people. It's bad enough I have to see it. What kind of deck is this? It's called Blue Hopelessness. Hey, Maxim! No, this is, as Denise called it, what did you call it, Denise? It's called Fashion Police. You build a deck with humanoid cards, and the cards are outfits the player would wear in Tessel if they win the game. So the only criteria for my deck is, are the creatures in the cards wearing something that I would want to wear if I was in that space? So far from your typical So I think, I mean, evil usually has cool duds, right? And this is the color of evil. So I'm hoping. I mean, so far not really. I mean, I can't pull off the shirtless look right now. Can't do it. Okay, you know what? We're probably gonna end up going battle mage because Nords like this, like yeah, that looks pretty darn cool. I like that particular card. But let's see. But thanks for that, Maxim. That is a good name though. Blue Hopelessness. Hopelessness. There we go. Oh no. How do I go back to finish deck? Oh no! No, I don't know! Okay, now I gotta go in there and take all that crap out. Jeez Louise. Alright, Firebrand's good. No, you're ugly. No, Mud Crab. No, Sharpshooter. I'm gonna take him out. He has a bit of a twiggy. Yeah, we're gonna take that out completely. Riyadh Horseman. Do I like Riyadh Horseman? It's not bad. Not bad, but not great. Not bad, but not great. Scamp, you're not there. Minotaur. Nah. Breton Conjurer, Earthbone Spinner, good card, but doesn't fit the qualifications. Abner, Bringer of Nightmares, and Kano. Okay, all right, we're back to where we were. Let's see. 4 is good. Now that that's out of the way, don't play without me. Plus, I'm 1 level. No, you're not, Carlos. No, you're not. You're almost 22 or something, and I'm like 21, just starting. Because I remember distinctly, you're like, yeah, I'm about to level up. You were two little pips away from leveling up to like 21 or 22, and I'm still at the very beginning. Because I did, you were doing a lot more slaying while I was doing a lot more like item or resource management thing. I'm not doing well. Yeah, depression is getting to me. Oh damn, Golden Rika, I'm sorry to hear that. Is it still regarding your friend and what occurred a few years ago, or is this something else that's kind of hanging around your neck? Sorry to hear that, Golden Rika. Presents with the large golden E. You can be the ultimate owner. E-owner. Well, see, even he has a logo. Like, the only person here, well, Maxim doesn't have one either. But Golden Rika has a, what is that? I need to, how do I, enhance. Computer enhance. I can't see what Golden Rika's, oh, it's Sonic. That's right, it's Sonic. Sonic, yeah. So yeah, so Eliza's got the flower. Enrique's got the Sonic. And Eric's got the E. The E. No, pandas get BH. Wait, I have a solution which includes thievery, stealing an E from Eliza, making her Eliza once and for all. No! Pandas get BH. Yes, it was about the hag. I figured as much. There is no other card that can conjure such a vehement reaction from Denise than Tharana. All right, maybe this is a mistake. Actually, you know what? Orc Shaman or Clansman doesn't look bad. Or I guess Orc Clan Captain. That's not bad. I'll do one of him. He doesn't look too bad. That's not bad. It's probably better than... Yeah, he's better than that. I'll do 2 of those. And then... Oh yeah, Vanguard, but it's Nord. He's Stormcloak. Stormcloak stuff looks stupid because Stormcloaks are stupid. They're all very kind of stupid. We're getting close. 40. Please tell me he looks good. Nah. I don't like when there's so many layers. Like, he looks like he's wearing, like, a bunch of blankets. It's not a great look. Although, we've already got... It looks better than the other card. The outfit looks better than the other card. Nothing there. Man. You know, I probably should have gone green. Green probably has... Because they're the elves, they have a little more... Like, why did I think Nords? Nords are okay, but they're not... Oh, you know what? It's a little evil looking, but it's not a bad look. Vanguard has a nice outfit. It doesn't matter. Wait, what? Vanguard has a nice outfit. I'll have to look up Vanguard. Vanguard? But all I'm seeing is a short sleeve shirt. I think if it's not a t-shirt, I don't think sleeves should be short. That's my rule. Like, I got short sleeves, it's a t-shirt. That is not a t-shirt, it should not have short sleeves. You can roll up the sleeves, but short sleeves, they look silly. Which one? He has a good cloak. I mean, but that's one item though. I mean, it's not bad. But I can't even tell, like, is his belt... Like, look. So, does he have the left side of his cloak tucked into his belt and the right side is hanging open? What exactly is going on here? Like, I don't know how that would lay. Is it just a flowing cloak? Is it something I should be tucking? It's too confusing. Denise, it's too obtuse. We'll get there. Actually, you know what? Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. Not great, but not bad. Please. He's alright. He's alright. The bummer is dragons don't wear clothes, and those are my favorite kind of cards. Oh wait, does Reeve? I mean, the only thing ugly about the card is his face. If you cut his head off, he looks great. Yeah, let's go with him. That's not bad looking. Looked better than that. Why is the White Runner Recruit look better than the White? We'll do one of those. All right. Let's see. Hey, Dandy, what's going on? Good to see you. How is the new job going for you? Congratulations again on that, by the way. I meant to do a Ratchet and Clank stream today, but I ran short of time in the afternoon. So, I've got D&D tomorrow and then right into Diablo 2, but right now Sunday is looking clear. So, if you're around, might go ahead and kick off the next Ratchet and Clank game on Sunday. I deserve another. Did you get a pineapple to begin with? And remember, Big Hind, pineapple by itself is not offensive. So if you're trying to invoke something, it needs to be pineapple on pizza. That's the only time it becomes bad. And why did you capitalize it? It's not a proper name. No, the jumpsuit. Eric, I will ban you. I will mute you. What can I do? Let's see. Report and remove. Yes. Put user in timeout. One more time. One more jumpsuit out of you, sir, and you will be put in timeout. Contributing the pineapple. Again, bereft of pizza, it is a noble fruit and a delicious one. The jumpsuit, and then we vote. Wait, what? Oh, put the jumpsuit on. I don't have it anymore. I don't have my flight suit anymore. I never owned a jumpsuit, but my flight suit, I no longer have it. I don't know why. It just didn't migrate with me. I think Eric stole it, actually. Okay, Maxim said something so offensive and egregious that it was deleted. I see. You're going to complain as Dr. Giro from Dragon Ball GT? Wait, what? No! What are you talking about? I don't know if that's his voice. It's been a while since I've seen it. Is that how it sounded, though? Well, I don't know what I said, but apparently I said something that sounded like Dr. Giro. He can't be this strong. There's no way. I think that kind of sounds like him. Go shirtless with confidence. Confidence is key, my friend. Yeah, it can only get you so far. It can only get you so far, my friend. Yeah, no, it's a big saggy mess right now. This shirt is doing a lot of work to make me look presentable. I thought I was doing good. I really did. And then, like, 'cause I got off the exercise bike today, when you get done working out, you feel pumped. You feel like, yeah. And then I got in the bathroom to shower off, and I was like, oh gosh, like a big lump just trying to spill out over my biker shorts. Sorry for any image that may have invoked. I haven't really hung around for any of these streams before. I mean, Dan, do you usually, when we're talking, like it's just you and me and maybe Golden Rike at occasion and a few other folks, this is the busiest stream for sure. All right, sorry, Denise. I know it's taken a little while, but I'm almost there. Let me finish this deck up here. You know what, Ulfric? He's a Stormcloak, and he's dumb, and he's stupid. I don't know. It's very basic. There's nothing about this that jumps out at me and says, yeah, that's a good look. It's not bad. But especially for a named card. I'm already over in a different... You know what? Okay, what? Oh, jeez. Wow. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Duh. There we go. High risk. That's actually a pretty cool looking. Yeah. I'm digging that. Titanborn. Again, with the short sleeve nonsense. No. Ridiculous. You have a ridiculous hat. A ridiculous hat. I don't know what the crap that is, but you have violated my eyes with your nonsense. No. Wait. Do we not have... Oh, okay, that is the Triumphant Jarl. Okay, I was like, where's the alternate art? All right, come on. Later on. Pickings are slim. Okay, his outfit looks good. I'm gonna grab one of those. Oh yeah, Dremora. Yeah, he looks good. I think that's gonna do it. Shoot. Is there anybody in... There's gonna be a lot of Dwemer, which isn't gonna qualify. Adoring Fan. Do I like the Adoring Fan's apparel? As a casual ensemble, Kine Reeve? Ooh, yes. How did I miss Kine Reeve? Where are you, my friend? Where are you? Yeah. We're going to do 3 of that. And we're going to get rid of this Poetic Turd Muffin. One of those. Okay. There we go. Blue Hopelessness as named by Maxim. And now let the battle of the wardrobes begin. The War of the Wardrobes. Hey! There's a name. War of the Wardrobes. Or the Wardrobe Wars. Or something with those in there. We're all a little mad here. Nice. That's an Alice in Wonderland quote, isn't it, Eliza? Welcome. We're all a little mad here. Is the jumpsuit sparkling? No, it was a drab olive color. The color of a typical flight suit. In the Air Force. Eric spread lies. Eric spreads lies. Denise is already chickening out. She's intimidated by my starting lineup. I understand. Go shirtless. Okay, let's see. Serious question. But I don't want to go among mad people. Well, you're in it now. That's completely fair. I was turning into his streams of Ratchet and Clank and Resistance Fall of Man. I'm a big Insomniac Games fan. It is NASA Orange. You do not recall correctly, sir. You do not recall correctly. It was definitely olive.
Hail, friend.
Which, to be fair, you're saying NASA Orange. You're going to tell me they wear jumpsuits too? I believe those would be called flight suits. All right, let's go Relic Hunter.
Wasn't valuable, they wouldn't lock it up.
Okay, well, we only have one item in the whole deck, so, your chances of doing anything noteworthy are pretty low. Yeah.
This find belongs to me.
You found death. Congratulations. Let's go, Nord. First blood. I've come to the conclusion that you have to be a bit insane just to survive today's society. Yeah. Well, perhaps. Perhaps. Ooh.
Behold my brilliance.
Defeated. This is yours now.
Either that or I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
And soon I'll have your blood.
In terms of survivability.
I want to be an assassin. Like
Oh,
none.
do you now? Do you really now? Well. Well, 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 well.
Try to keep up with Jizargo.
Jizargo got himself an experimental scroll. Don't try this at home, kids. Also sorry to hear that. Oh,
Show me
geez.
what you've got, hero.
Anything we can do to help? Yeah. 3 times lightning.
Even the gods.
Well, but Maxim, there's no ensemble that I. Oh, she broke the seal. Oh, look at that! Look at that! What an awesome card that gave me. This is actually dangerous. Very dangerous. Ba-dum. You know what? Not as beefy as I would have liked it. Although I do like the ensemble. It's a pretty cool getup right there. But she is definitely going to slay, and he is going to be in trouble.
Nice try. Care to go again?
I've got a job to do.
There's a lot of fashion critique today. I mean, that's the name of the game. That's the name of the deck here. Eliza, what? You changed your name to E?
Redraw power.
You actually went in and changed it from a flower, from a rose to E. Wow. Wow, but hey, it's cool. It's a black background with a white E. That's pretty nifty.
Jizargo comes out on top.
What does he have to be? Exalt 4?
They have no wit, no poetry. Lord Vivek gave me this.
Smile on Khajiit. I've got a job to do.
Ouch.
You will not escape.
I want to be an assassin. Like none.
All right. Denise, there is an outfit on here, so that's why I included it. I have one item and one action. This is my action.
This is how an artist fights.
By the sisters of the sea. Careful there, friend.
This is how an artist fights.
Enemy spotted. This day is mine.
I feel like I should change my profile pic to a giant E2. No, Isaac, don't. No, your profile is cool. Don't everybody go E. Don't go E. We can't. We can only have so many E's. The chat can't hold it too more. There's too many vowels. Too many vowels.
Smell the stench of the living.
Never. I think you mean Naravara. Vera.
Let's see.
Naravararim. Yeah. Dandy, do it. Don't encourage him, Eliza. Oh, that was the worst Palpatine laugh ever done by anybody ever.
This might be handy.
Had pepperoni pizza today. Good. Excellent. Pepperoni pizza is delicious. Excellent. Wear a jumpsuit. I don't wear jumpsuits. I wear flight suits. Pokes the bear jumpsuit. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Well, we can do this. And there's my one item. Oh no, I'm sorry. I actually have more than one item.
Test me,
But
brave. A hard-fought victory.
because it's immobilized, so it's technically a creature with an item. So I think I have 2 mobilize, I have the heirloom greatsword, and I have 1 rage. I think. Let me double check. Because they look good. The armor in them looks good. What do we got here? I have 3 items and 4 actions. Wait a minute. Okay, that's too much. That's too much. My bad. What are my... Oh, well, Manic Mutation. I think that's got to be the action, right? Hang on. Where am I getting my... So Lion Guard, that's an item. It's a cool looking item, and it's a dude wearing nice duds. I mean, that's a really cool thing. That's why I picked it. But I'll get rid of one of those. And where's the other action? There's Rage. There's 1 Rage. You have 1 action? Where did I think it's talking about Manic Jack. But I mean, it's a cell. All it does is give you a thing. It's not like an action necessarily. All right. So let me, because I really do like the art. Like, that's a 3/4. That's I just have 1 of each, right? Representation. Like I think that blue, and I think that looks good. That's really good looking. All right. And that's also good. Okay, so 2 actions. I'll get rid of... I mean, Rage pretty much won the game for us. And I think the ensemble is nice. I do like what the guy is wearing. But, you know, that does kind of... Okay, so who else? I was going to say that the Adoring Fan isn't too bad. All these other guys look like chumps. The Forlorn or Forsaken, whatever they're called, they look stupid. All right, so we got 1 Adoring Fan, and then 2 supports. So fine if you have actions and a couple of items. Okay. Then I mean, but Rage is like, I feel like if it's an action you have to play around. Like, even if there's only 1 in the deck, like, it doesn't matter because you just... I feel like it does dictate... It's a pretty darn powerful card, really. I'll just do another one of these guys, I guess. Okay. All right. We can try again. Currently, I'm pushing my way through Darksiders 1 again and enjoying my time. Honestly, it's like somebody took Zelda game and said, why don't we add biblical mythos and make it rated M? Really? Darksiders? Wait, is Darksiders... Is that Joe Mad? Joe Mad art? You know what I'm talking about? The comic book artist? Darksiders 1. I think that's him. Yeah, Joe Mad, he did the art for Darkstalkers. Or Darksiders, I guess. I like Joe Mad as an artist. Or Maduria? Maduria? I have never gotten an official pronunciation. I like his artwork style, though. He does good work. But I've never played Darksiders. But it does sound pretty good.
Bright moons light your path.
But yeah, don't poke the bear. Don't poke the flight suit wearing bear, Eliza. Don't do it.
I want to be in a
Retail is retail, so it is what it is. And I do work Sunday 5 p.m. Okay, so it'll be early. It'll be earlier than 5 then. I'll tune in or watch it. Like, okay, sounds good. But yeah, I will. Yeesh. Do I want to feed? I don't want to feed her. You do not want to feed the aspirant. I do agree she has a nifty ensemble.
I will have my vengeance. I smell the stench of the living.
So I want everyone to be naked. You know, if it was anybody else, I'd say let me check out the context of that. But I have a feeling
my magnificent monster.
that is just the statement. Oh no, I am a good person and democratic. So for Big Hind, the qualifications of being a good person is everybody be naked. She has very nice boots, but you can't even see the best part, can you? I mean, the coolest part of the boot is under the grass. Like, you see the shin guard kind of part of it, but the actual boot part, you know, the gals usually are like, oh, that's so cute. That's hidden.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Let's do the fish stick.
The shadows protect me.
Until they don't, and then I fall flat on my face like a jackass. Ah. But you say pushing your way through Darkstalkers, Isaac. I mean, is that sounds like it's a bit of a chore there.
What do you want?
But that is an interesting concept. Like Zelda, I like Zelda.
Okay, fine.
But yeah, biblical mythos. That's interesting. Let's see here. Yeah.
Insects, they dare face me?
They do dare face you, Camlorn Hero, with you and your fantastic looking armors thing there. How dare they? Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it. Oh, that's really good. Dragon Guard Outcast looks really good. Yeah, yes, exactly, Denise. Yeah. That's probably the best. That's the closest I think we have in the game to the nocturnal armor that you can get in Skyrim.
Stay still. This'll be quicker.
Looks very
I smell
close.
the stench of the living.
Let's see if we can.
Oh, wait, I got this guy from... Okay, all right. The Chubster.
Do not test me.
To be reduced to violence at my age.
How could you do that to him, Denise? Kynreeve is going to get just like... You know what? Let's put him over here.
There is nowhere for you to go.
Stay still. This'll
The
be
War of the
quicker.
Wardrobe works.
Let's put these to use.
War of the Wardrobe. That sounds very epic, doesn't it? The War of the Wardrobe. Until you think about it and you're like, wait, was it flight suits against jumpsuits? What's the...
This might be handy.
Alright, so we'll do 4 damage, or 3 damage, this way.
Join my service, mortal.
This day is mine.
They have no wit nor poetry.
Damn, that's cool, dude. And you have no sword. You have a very, very long kitchen knife.
Let's put these to use.
Oh! Camlord Hero gonna take 1 damage off the board. Now, those were cool boots. You didn't get to see him because Denise killed him really quick, but those were cool boots.
Have another.
Gold solves most problems.
Oh, does it?
You are dead.
Alright. Do a little bit of this.
Attack.
I mean, it really doesn't matter, I guess.
This is how the artist fights.
I have many important things on my mind.
And Kano the Fashionable. Might be one of the better ensembles I have. Again, the head is nasty. Cut off the head. But oh no! Oh, that's bad news. That's bad news right there.
Enemy spotted.
Golly, you're the best.
If it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't lock it up.
This is how an artist fights.
Do we risk it?
We'll
We
see
risk it.
about this.
We risk it. We got to put ourselves in striking position, just in case.
They attack my children, they attack me.
My friend would like to say hello.
I don't want to say hello to your friend. Say hello to my little friend. Little friend. Ah, there's a big friend. All right.
I will keep
We might have it here though. I think.
This is how an artist fights.
No. Okay, it's
This find belongs
okay.
to
We
me.
got it.
A hard-fought victory.
We'll see about this.
GG, Denise. GG. I did not expect to see Almalexia there, but I do. I get the wardrobe appeal. Im got cucked out to have reload. What? I did not expect Denise to say cucked out. Im got cucked out to have reload. What was that? She has a nice bell. else. Okay, so you notice the difference here. You notice the difference in approach. I look at the entire ensemble. I'm going, okay, does this whole thing work for me? Denise is like the accessory. She's like, just the belt. The belt looks good. Oh, I love the boots. I love the boots. It's interesting. I said the first game I got chucked out. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I just assumed it was a language differential on the other side of the pond. Like, okay, maybe cucked means kicked or something. I don't know, but okay. It doesn't sound great on paper, but it honestly kind of works. But literally every game in the franchise plays completely different from the others. So if you don't like one, you might like the other. Yeah, I've heard that, Isaac. Maybe you were the one that said that, but somebody told me the same thing. Like Darkstalkers, each iteration changes drastically. Denise either suffered an unfortunate spell correct or that's what she said. Yeah, we no, just evil iPad typo. Fair enough. Fair enough. We could try another one, Denise. Did you want to? Yeah, I guess we can. I was gonna say, or we could watch Thin White Duke, but either way. Dandy, the mix sounded pretty cool, different, makes me curious. I'm going with that's what she said because it always works. That is true. That is what she said. That's what she said. Oh, Kelly Clarkson. No. Oh, chat is finally busy enough again for me to play my game. Jesse, you had 15 minutes today. Say goodbye to me and go. Ah, I did it. All right, Eliza. I will see you later. Haha, gotcha. You posted that at 4:59. It is now 5:12. That is only 13 minutes. And nailed it. You can't mess with you now. I've grown in skill. I've leveled up since we last spoke.
Hail, friend.
Or since the last time. Honestly, I'd say it's worth it. But anyway, have a great rest of your day, Eliza. And or Liza, since somebody stole your E. You know what? Morag Tong with your potentially good-looking boots. I got nothing. I'd say it's worth a look. Nice accessory. Now wait a minute. We're including weapons in here because boy howdy, I could. Yeah, no, I hear you. That is a nice axe, to be fair. All right, let's go, Manic.
Behold, my magnificent monster.
Behold, indeed. Oh no!
I will have my vengeance.
Okay, I can see how that would be. I don't know though. I don't like the whole corset outside of the, like where it's like it looks like a really nice dress, then you just slapped like a corset on. It's like, to me, that's like wearing your underwear outside your pants. It just looks weird. It just looks weird. But you know, I'm not the target audience. I get it.
Time to fight some all
There is nowhere for you.
Third-person adventure game. The second game is more like RPG, and third game is more like Souls-like. Oh, geez. Okay, so it gets worse and worse, was what you're saying. Everybody go E. No, nobody went E. Nobody. Dang it. One day, chat will spam E like they do in the other chats. What's going on here? I've been maligned. Whale. So I don't really have an answer over there.
This day is mine. I fly like the wind and the shadows protect
You will join my trophies, mortal.
Have a nice game. Bye. Thanks, Maxim. Appreciate you. Blue Hopelessness turned out to be competitive. It did, Maxim. It did indeed. It's a viable thing. Like, there you go, folks. If you want to build a good Legends deck, base it off of wardrobe alone. Or, in Denise's case, accessories. Me, it's got to be a complete package. Like, I like just about everything there. I mean, granted, the belt's not anything spectacular. Wow. I fly like the wind in the shadows. Oh, me. Yeah. Ain't that the way? Alright, let's see here. No. Yes.
If it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't lock it up.
No, Denise, that's cool. That's cool. No, that's. It was just, yeah, no, it was totally fine. Totally fine. Let's see. There you go. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you for giving. Oh, I was hoping it would happen on my terms, dagnabbit. I feel like a card game similar to this or Magic the Gathering set in Star Wars universe would go pretty hard. Isaac, they actually did have one, and I still have the starter deck, but it's not. They didn't do it quite like this one, or like Magic. They didn't. I would say they didn't do it the right way. It was very confusing, but it was along the same lines, in a manner of speaking. All right, we're gonna have to do something about that. Yeah.
Your time has come.
This fight belongs to me.
But yeah, it definitely had potential. Like I said, it's a starter deck, so maybe it's a little deeper than I thought. But it did come out when Eric and I were in high school, so like 1996, 97. Oh yeah, same. I love the art style of Joe Mad. Not sure on spelling. Yeah, I think that's right. I actually think that's right. Oh, Almalexia, you scary, freaky lady. Oh, when she's exalted. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I don't think we've got... I think we're just dead. Oh. Perhaps not. A stay of execution? Temporarily. But she's invincible, right? Yeah, so we don't have any actions or silence, so yeah, we'll die to her. Nice. Yeah, I see the appeal of the robes there. I don't think we've got anything. Nah. GG. Good game. Yeah, Almalexia, that's terrifying. If you're not playing actions, she's terrifying because you really can't. Because you can't. Well, I mean, we are playing actions, but if you're not heavy actions like your normal removal and stuff, Almalexia is. I think she might be invincible because you can't. Well, no, lethal doesn't work. Does lethal work against Almalexia? I got to look at that. I don't think it does. The ring helped there. No, it was a good game. It was a good game. It was pretty close. I mean, honestly, Almalexia was the big. Oops. Let me see. I think she's immune to all damage. Yeah. Exalted creatures are immune to damage. So the only way you can get rid of her is, or hurt her at all, is silence and or removal. So yeah. Yeah, she's a finisher. She's a good include. I wish she had uglier clothes. Although, wait a minute. Let me see here. I have a feeling she was chosen. I'm going to Almalexia. Okay. No, it does look pretty good. Well, it's in a minimalistic way. It's the belt, right, Denise? The belt? You like the belt? The belt looks pretty good. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I think it's not a bad looking card in general. I don't know that I'd want to wear it. She has a nice dress. Nice dress. Where do you see? Okay, hang on. Where do we see a dress? That's a loincloth. That is an elaborate, well-tailored loincloth. There is no dress. But the belt was a cincher. These are her legs, Denise, on either side of this loincloth. There's no dress. She has armor in all the wrong places. She's got it on her arms and her shoulders. Oh no, I guess she has it. She's got a torso thing too. It's hard to see though. But that is most. I don't know what that's called. I don't think it's called a loincloth. Maybe I need glasses. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just wondering what that would be called because it's not technically a loincloth is much skimpier than that. That's very nice. What is a fancy loincloth called? I just want to know what it is. Yeah, okay. It's got the images that I want. The fancy loincloth, breechcloth or breechclout. Okay. Or a doti or dhoti, a draped traditional loincloth for men. Okay, that wouldn't work. Or a shendit. The pleated skirt-like loincloth worn in Egypt. Okay, that might be close to a shendit. Shendit? It's fantasy for a female character worn under a big old belt. A fauld, F-A-U-D, a tacit panel. That sounds very clinical. Asymmetrical loin skirt. Okay, so yeah, there are other ways. I thought that was a medieval style dress. Really? But it's the same color as her skin, and it's and what you call a loincloth was part of the belt, as medieval women used to wear a thick jeweled belt. Okay, I see. I mean, is it? No, I'm pretty sure those are her legs, because they're the same texture. Yeah. But, I mean, either way, I mean, you can say it's a good look. I mean, I think it looks cool. Medieval dress. I guess maybe. Oh, hang on a second. Banana. Very good. I zoomed in. She has a belly button showing. Yeah, I knew she was. I knew her midriff was bare. I thought maybe that she, maybe possibly the below the waist was the dress you were talking about. But yeah, I think it's all there. Have I changed your perception on Almalexia here today, Denise? This is why we play these kinds of games, you see. Because we analyze things that you don't normally look at. People are like, "What's her stats?" Denise is like, "No, is that a loincloth or a dress?" But we can try. I mean, because that's what technically 2-1. So this could tie it up here. The blue hopelessness, as Maxim called it. Well, it's still a nice outfit, but I wouldn't wear it. I was wondering, Denise. Because, I mean, I forgot about that clause. You said something that you would wear in Tamriel. So I was like, okay, I can understand you being appreciative of it. But yeah, I was like, that doesn't strike me as a Denise apparel. The atmosphere of the game, art direction, sound design, and voice acting all works pretty well. Mark Hamill voices. Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Mark Hamill does do great. Well, I've only ever heard him do the Joker, but the Joker is great. It's an amazing character the way it's performed. A character, and he basically sounds like a Joker. Oh, with the voice filter. I mean that checks out. I mean, it is his most iconic. Had to reload again. All good. See, they're still working out bugs, folks. Still working out bugs.
Bright moons light your path.
Hail, friend.
Oops.
Hail.
Didn't mean to do that twice. Sorry.
I strike like the Moratong, swiftly and silently.
And I said pushing because I'm playing on the hardest difficulty for that platinum, and I keep dying. I see. You know how you solve that.
Behold, my magnificent monster.
I mean, I guess you have to be on platinum. Oh, come on, big money, big money. Wow. Is it based on? Oh, okay. So I want to play him later anyway. I didn't realize like it was almost impossible to get a high roll with him. Let's do good old Camlorn, my boy.
Well, let's see if we can find
Okay,
something
was that intentional, Eliza? I know you're gone now, but it's like just because the name Dandy. It's like, gosh, Dandy, it should have been sure. Gosh, Dandy, I sure would love a Star Wars strategy card game. It just sounded very golly gee gosh kind of. All right. Risky rune break, but worth it. Hi, Diamond Piggy. Hello, Diamond Piggy. Sorry, I know I'm getting to your comment. Oh gosh, 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes later. My bad.
We draw power from their
But yeah, but I know what you're talking about because I was thinking about it too. Like, is this really worth poking? Ah, let's see.
I shall be your eyes and ears.
You know?
What help would you have from the Nerevarim?
The Nerevarim? The very, very Nerevarim. Every once in a while, I open up that Galaxy of Heroes mobile game and I play it. Like, what just happened? Oh,
Your story has finished.
yeah. It's hard to see a lot of it, but yeah, I can imagine it looks pretty nifty.
Careful there, friend.
I see, I see.
Found me out, did you?
Yeah.
the power of Sunera.
Yeah, okay.
Will not be on the wrong side of history.
Found me out, did you?
That hurt.
Careful there, friend.
Do not tell you.
The Battle of the Wards.
Story has finished.
Your blood will spill.
Some tasks cannot be delegated.
Good evening. This weight is killing me. Hello, Logan. Good to see you, and you are not alone. Most assuredly in that. Why don't we have our... Well, you know what? We're going to roll the dice on this. We really need a charge. We got it! Hot dog.
Do the fish.
That might have single-handedly saved our bacon. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still alive. Or you know what?
If it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't lock it up.
The shadows protect me.
Had he not rolled super freaking lucky that... Oh, wait, actually, no. It might be enough. So is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That might just be enough if she's got another point of damage in there somewhere.
We have a date with destiny.
I will have your head. Your blood will spill.
For Queen Mukaran.
If I fall,
Ooh.
Everything is taken from me.
All right, so we're dead to this next turn regardless, I think, right? So the only thing I can do
keep up with Jazargo.
is this. That works. I don't know what it did, but I guess it did like 5 damage to each of us or something. But GG. Sorry, Denise. I didn't know that was what was going to happen, but GG. You win this round by 2 minutes. Well done, sir. Exactly. Exactly. Undefeated today. I know, right? It was a Hail Mary. I don't know what other options there are, but I was like, maybe there's something in here that might keep me... I want to keep wondering if the stream is delayed, is a bit long, or short is taking too long to reading chat. Well, look, this is what happens when nobody else shows up and I am forced to play. This is what happens. All right, Denise, I'm going to take a quick break just so I can catch up on chat. We're going to watch Thin White Duke in his battle, and then we can jump back into our War of the Wardrobes. Oh, never mind. He's facing Gromp the Grim. Thin White Duke, how far he's fallen. Not even playing humans anymore, just playing with himself. So sad. And He's in dire straits. Oh, never mind. Spooters are coming to the rescue. But yeah, it's definitely Diamond Piggy. It's definitely my delay. Everything is live. It's yeah. And then I remember why I don't. Oh, every once in a while I open up the Galaxy of Heroes mobile game and play it like an hour, and then remember why I didn't play it. Isn't that interesting? I do that with some games too. I can't remember what they are, but there are some games actually. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Isaac, if you're still here, by the way, because that was 10 minutes ago. Sorry about that. By the way, I love how you asked when we were talking about Full Metal Alchemist. You're like, oh, what'd you think of what's his name? And I don't remember the guy's name now. Like, it was like you were baiting me. You're like, hey, what do you think of this cool guy? And I'm like, yeah, he's really, really cool. And you're like, tee, he'll be dead. He's gonna die. How do you like this really cool guy that's dead? I was like, I got trolled. I got trolled hard. But to my credit, I did know the girl didn't die. I was like, there's no way. There's no way that went down. And that made me think, yeah, Hughes, exactly. I did think briefly. I was like, you know, maybe, because once they confirmed that the girl wasn't dead, I was like, maybe they did something with him too. And there were like a couple times where like we just saw Boots walk on, and then people were like, oh. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's Hughes coming back. But no, it's a horrible day for rain. I know, right? Exactly. And she's like, it's not raining. He's like, it is. Yes, it is. That was kind of funny though. It's like I think if they just been able to say that, and she just looked at him, but it was like, it's a horrible day for rain. It's not raining. Yes, it is. It's like, and she's like, oh, you're right. Totes raining right now. But yeah, that was a good line. But yeah. As soon as that happened, I was like, screw you, Isaac, screw you. Hey, you like Hughes? He's best friend. You want him to live to see the end of the... And I think he's the only one that dies, isn't he? Like, I mean, we got... I think part of a little bit of a disconnect there for me was we got a bunch of the back end, the who are they called? The thing with the wall in the snow. Those people there. Briggs, I think that's what they were called. Oh, and by the way, the Armstrong gal has the ugliest lips in the entire world. I don't know how they did it. I was like, what did you guys do? Like, my favorite Jap anime lips, because Jap animes are very peculiar. They don't look good with lips. A lot of them don't look good with lips. But if you're going to put lips on there, don't put the line to those lips, like, above and below. Like, don't leave a gap there. Like, just have the line be where the lips are. But it was like, no, here's the coloring of the lips, and then the line for the lips is like that much above. I was like, oh, God, can her hair cover her mouth, please? Just cover her mouth. All the other character designs look great, but that one I was just like, oh, please, like it's covering half your face. Just move it over a little bit and cover your mouth. Can we give her a mask or something? I don't know. That's sad about the Star Wars card game. One of these days I'm going to actually play through Star Wars Outlaws so I can learn to play Sabak. Oh, you can also play Knights of the Old Republic. Danny, that's how I learned to play Sabak. How did I mispronounce that? Did they actually say that in the original trilogy? We got Sarlacc. No, because I think Sabak was developed afterwards. So I think I only know the pronunciation from Knights of the Old Republic. But that's where I learned to play it. Unless they did an updated version of the game. That is, you can play it in KOTOR, as they say. And they have that on the Switch. And that's about it, I think. Unless you're PC. Oh. AI, huh? All right. Let's go, Denise. Sorry, I only have one clothing deck thing. But yeah, Logan, yeah, the weight is. But I don't know if you saw it or not. I posted the link, but I'm gonna post it again for you and anybody else who's curious. This is to Renian's channel, the gentleman who's spearheading the thing, and it shows you everything that's been done and what is still left to do. So if you want to check out and kind of see what that is, he said final update. So I don't know if that just means not going to update anymore or what that is. But I know one of the big items is server maintenance, you know, like maintaining the server. So yeah, it's
Hail, friend.
It's 11:35 here. I'll have to sleep soon. Understood, Denise. Understood. I mean, Duke is on, Ilya is on. We might be able to see some games there when our
Eyes and ears.
you know what? Balmore's been kind of a liability. I've chosen because I liked his getup. I don't like the card. I don't like RNG, and I don't like zero cost cards if I'm not playing a lot of items.
Okay, fine. Let's go.
She just had a whole conversation with herself. I love that card thing where she just like has all this dialogue. It's like, oh, you were talking to me? Well, I should probably come and do something.
Behold,
that's really cool.
My
Found me out, did
magnificent monster.
This is probably going to be a bad trade unless I get a good roll on Manic Mutation.
I'll lead my family to glory.
Stay
Not
still.
Manic Jack. He was the best of us. Manic Jack, I love you. Don't leave me, Manic Jack.
Found me out, did you?
If it wasn't valuable, they wouldn't lock it up.
But I mean, that's tactically true. Kind of, sort of, I guess. You're not wrong about that.
Gold souls.
Oh, I don't think I mentioned Isaac. I actually finished it. I don't know if I told you that or not. I did actually finish the series. I binged it in like 3 days. All 64 episodes. That's how I know about the lips.
This find belongs to me.
All power flows from the light of the three.
Unclog jaw Khajiit.
How dare you? You don't know anything about my claws or the lack thereof.
Let's go then. My time is precious.
Yikes, that's a big body. Big body early. Alright, might as
Found me
well.
out, did you?
This day is mine. Enemy spotted. You are not.
That's like the third time. What? That's happened to me today.
Well, let's see if we can find some.
Third time's a charm. In theory. That's another big body. Lots of big bodies here.
Streets are mine.
Everything was taken from me. Today, I pay in kind.
Do not test me, knave.
Found me out, did you?
They have no wit nor poetry. Lord Vivek gave me this personally.
Yeah, Vivek gave pointy objects to a lot of
Smile on
people.
Khajiit.
Does she have enough? 6, 8, 9? We're pretty close, although we don't have enough either.
My friend would like to say
Unless we top deck one of our 2 weapons. Yoicks, says I.
Let's put these to use.
out of my sight.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
May my arrows carry the error of myrrh.
Okay. Alright, that's not a bad pull in general. Here's the thing.
This is how an artist fights.
Do that, we do that. I mean, we've got to make that trade, don't we? If we do that... We do this.
Is how an artist.
Now we could get screwed by.
Let's do this. They will die by the Prince of Rust.
We get screwed by a silence. If there's a silence, I think it's GG.
Show me what you've got.
Oh no, a big creature. That's a big creature. That's a big creature right there. Ay, 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 ay. Oish, oish. Problem is, well, there's a lot of problems actually. Hey, I'm still here, just multitasking. First of all, what did you get? What something did you get into FMA, and what are your thoughts thus far? FMA is really good at making me cry. Watching this makes me so anxious to play again. Well, that's the idea, Diamond Piggy. Just wish, you know what? See, because that's going to get really big if I don't kill it. But she can kill him, and there's nothing to take on her, and she's already pretty big. I think we might be dead next turn anyway. That's 9, 10. It'd be close. But we don't really have a way to mitigate any of this craziness here. I would Encano left lane and kill the reptile. Yeah, I think that's the only option I've got. That was and then my only hope is a high roll on Manic Mutations. Like a ward. Oh, okay. All right. I mean that we're not out of the woods yet, but that does give us some options. Or not give us options. It's not over yet. I'll put it that way. But yeah, what was your question, Dandy? Oh, so first of all, what something did you get to? Oh, what episode maybe? I finished it. I absolutely finished it. I really need some kind of reach. I have reach in here. That's gonna sting a little bit. So that's lethal in the left lane. Lethal in the left lane and nothing. A big old fart in church, if you will. So if that can do,
Orcs at the ready. Let me kill for you.
there's a slight chance we might be able to get close. I don't know. Yes, well, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Isaac. It's only 64 episodes. You didn't think I had a life, did you? Come on now, son. That's just crazy talk.
I've got a job to do.
Ooh.
Enemy spotted.
Oh no.
If I can't steal it, it
Okay.
can't be stolen.
Nice try. Care to go again?
All right. So that is 7, 8, 9. I think we got it.
Sniveling coward. Stand fast.
We got it.
A hard-fought victory.
Wow. Wow. Clench that out. Holy cow. Holy cow. GG, Denise. Palms are sweating. Legitimately, palms are sweating. Was it worth the watch, or do I have bad taste? Well, here's the thing. GG to you too. Yeah, good game, Denise. I don't exactly nice and close. That's what we want. That is what we want. But very well done, Denise. Holy cow, that was yeah. Whew. Isaac, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't have binged it if I didn't like it. Like, it was really good about, like, ending on a cliffhanger and kind of wanting you just to see more. So, like I said, I'm not going to spend, what was it, 64 times 22 is... I'm not going to spend 1,408 minutes on a show that doesn't hold my attention. But yeah, Isaac, exactly. Yeah, close games are the best games. Win or lose. Like, I would rather lose close than a blowout. I'd rather win close than either way. It's just better. It's better for the game. The game looks better, and the stakes are better. It's more enjoyable to watch when both players are in it, and you don't have somebody with a bricked hand or, you know, two players just kind of trying to top deck. Denise, were you going to head to bed? Did you want to do one more? Did you want to try battling it out with somebody other than myself, or what did you want to do? I know you're coming up on the stroke of midnight. And Danny, I will say, I think my favorite part, I mean, I shouldn't say my favorite part in the whole thing, but like, I think they ended it perfect. 1:45, time to sleep. Yeah, exactly, Denise. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much for playing, for giving us something to see and giving us a new style of deck to build towards. I mean, it's good because it kind of makes you give, you know, I mean, maybe not everybody would care to give a critical eye to what the cards are wearing, but I for me, it was kind of fun. Like, actually thinking, okay, what cards would I want to say, yes, they shop where I shop. Good night. Oh. Sweet dreams up the Airy Mountain. I think, was it Airy Peaks? I think it's Airy Mountain. It's been a while since I've had that, but have a good evening, Denise. Have a good evening. All right, so let's see. All right, so he's fighting another one. I love the way the series ended, the final fight with Father in the door and how Ed managed to get Al's back, and then those pictures during the credits showing them. Yeah. Well, no, for me, I loved right before he got on the train, and he's like, equal exchange, I give you half of my life for half of yours. And like, he's kind of like, you could tell you like just how uncomfortable he is about doing it, and she doesn't get it for a second. And then they give that moment where she's just like realizing he's proposing, and then she's like, that's so stupid. Like, what? It's so perfect for their relationship, that antagonistic kind of back and forth. It's like, what, this whole equal exchange, does everything have to be about alchemy? How about I give you my whole life? Which I get, just, so the thing is, that's one of those times where it works both ways. I love it, because like, so the Hobbit trilogy for me was bad. But that moment between, which doesn't exist in the book, but between Keely, I think, or Feely, I can't remember which one. The guy who was romancing, what's her name? Tariel. When they have that exchange, when he utters something to her in Dwarvish, and she looks at him, and you can see the look on her face. You see it. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And he kind of smiles and he's like, I think you do. Like, I love when they do things like that, where there's a romantic element, but it's not like I love you and I love you too. So that whole exchange where it's like equal exchange, she's like, no, my whole life. And then she gets embarrassed because it's kind of a very, you know, it's a vulnerable thing. And she's pretty much saying, yeah, absolutely. And then she's like, well, okay, well, 85%, 70% or something. And then, you know, having him go off and, you know, him saying goodbye for now, come back soon. So it's not like, okay, we're going to put life on hold for this, but we know it's coming. And then, yeah, we get to see their kids at the end. I thought that was great. And then even the monologue wasn't all that bad at the end. Sometimes those go cheesy, especially the dubs, at least in my experience. But I thought it came off pretty well, you know. Yeah, a heart full of metal. I have to say that, like, my favorite, like, action sequences for the most part are, like, anytime the Fire Alchemist, I can't remember his name, but which the only thing I will say, I mean, there are things, obviously every show is going to have it, every series has stuff, but I'm like, as cool as it is to, like, snap and have flames leap out, you're wearing gloves, dude. You're wearing really thin gloves. There is no snapping noise when you wear gloves. You cannot make a snapping noise while wearing gloves. But then again, in anime, anytime somebody clenches their fist, it sounds like they're crinkling like leather. You know, like if you're wearing leather gloves and you do this, then it makes sense to hear like a. But in anime, they make that, they give it that audio, that sound effect when it's just skin. I'm like, it doesn't make any noise at all. There is no crinkling noise. Like these aren't like leather stuff, but yeah, exactly. Kind of campy, but it's so earnest. Yeah, and those are the best things when he's just lighting them up. I will say, so I don't think I understand all of it. I'd have to go back and watch some more of it, because I did kind of, so that like the problem with like shows that are built really well for me is a lot of times in the third act, the pieces, there's usually something missing. There's like a piece that the story doesn't tell us. There's something that kind of comes out of the blue a little bit, or there's a rule that was a rule, but now it's not quite a rule. So I think even though the law of equal exchange is kind of hammered and set in stone, the fact that like the whole last act, I didn't really know exactly what was going on or why. It was just kind of like, well, we can do this now, and we can do this that does this. It was kind of like, okay, I believe you, but it's not something like, oh, that's really a good idea. And kind of the same thing, like, I don't know, like, I like the idea that like, hey, you give up alchemy and, you know, for your brother, but like equal exchange, you know, like what, and they didn't really explain why are you bringing back, like, and the whole God thing, like the whole God gate thing or whatever that little white ball is supposed to be, that was kind of seemed, I would say sounded demonic really, but it's like, is that just chaos? So there was a lot of stuff. I will say the third act for me was a little hard not to get through, because I wanted to see, you know, what was going to happen with the characters, and the action was good. But in terms of all the different exchanges and this trumps this and this over this and this works, like, I'm like, okay. And then the guy's like invincible, and then suddenly he's not because he did something really stupid apparently that Greed knew about, but he didn't. And so now he's vulnerable. But, and everybody's just, and you notice the entire time we've established, and again, this is not unique to Full Metal. This is an anime. This is a story thing in general. Guns don't work on this thing. I'm going to keep shooting it with my gun because stupid. Instead of just taking cover, hiding, whatever. So they shoot the entire time the guy's invincible, and then the moment he is vulnerable and he's like, I need a philosopher's stone. He's surrounded by an army, and nobody's got any ammo left. They're just standing around, and he's the only one. Ed's the only one who can actually, like, has to punch him in the face. Like, it's a freaking army. You guys wasted all your damn ammunition shooting him when he was clearly invincible, and now you don't got any. You have no bullets left for when you could actually kill him. It looks so stupid. Everybody's just standing around looking at each other. It's like, yeah, we're armies. We got rifles and everything, but nobody's got a freaking bullet left. I did like Ling. I liked Ling a ton. And yeah, I liked Greed. Actually, both incarnations of Greed I kind of liked. Oh, can we talk about how blind Mustang burned out Envy for Hughes? Yeah, wait. He wasn't blind yet. He gets blinded after they go through the portal thing. That was my... Okay, so here's the thing. I love that, Isaac. I had beef when they stopped him. When every time they stop, and what's his face, when Ed doesn't kill the little baby thing, like, I get it, the imagery or whatever, but like, these are liabilities at the very least. We know what they can do, especially Envy. And it's like, we're meant to believe that, oh, it was worse to let him live. And like, he's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. And then he ends up killing himself. But like, they should have let him cook, literally let him cook. Cause I love it when he did it to Lust, cause they let him finish it, and he's burn. And she's coming back, and like the animation, the visuals, the music, everything is great for that. Like, I'm just like, oh yeah. And he's just going at her. And then, so when he did it to Envy, I'm great. But then they're like, no, you're turning into a monster. I'm like, how does that follow? Like, yes, he's pissed off, but he's not killing her because, or he's not killing Envy because, you know, it's out of revenge purely. Like, Envy is a liability. Envy has killed people, will continue to kill people. Like, we don't need to spare it. And in fact, you're fighting him now because you didn't kill him first, and the first time, and you put him in a damn jar. You should have killed him when you had the chance. I don't understand the logic. There's something that breaks in a lot of these stories when you have this Aristotle's mean is violated. Where no, we have to have compassion. You can never have too much compassion. You absolutely can. because you had him dead to rights. You had Envy dead to rights. You didn't kill him. You put him in a jar and he escaped. What if he'd killed somebody? What do you tell that person? Well, sorry, I don't believe in killing evil things that are just like that. He is the embodiment of envy. We don't think that killing the embodiment of envy is the right thing to do. So I'm sorry your husband or your wife had to be murdered by envy because he's a serial killer and is a psychopath. Really sorry about that. But you don't understand how important it is for me not to kill evil things. Evil things have to be allowed to live and to thrive and to have second and third and fourth chances. It's obnoxious. I hate it. But that's not Full Metal necessarily. There's an entire genre of good people determined to have compassion for evil. And it doesn't make them good. It doesn't make them good any more than killing evil makes a person bad. So they kind of took the wind out of his sails. I liked when he was doing it and when he was like just stalking, because it's the first time you see Envy actually scared. So I love that part. But then his sidekick, Hawkeye, is like, no, you can't. You're turning into a monster. I won't let you go down that road. It's like, come on, lay off it, please. Well, he technically wasn't invincible. He was just powered by hundreds of thousands of souls. So his health bar was so big, he may as well have been invincible. That's what I mean. But like, you like, there's that whole like, and it happens many times in there where it's just like, your bullets are no good. They even say, your bullets do nothing. Like when they were fighting the zombie things. Oh, I love that too. There were 2 points where I was like, what, are you kidding me? One point where Ed is talking to, it's when it's not Wendy, Wemmy? Why me? I can't remember her name. Winnie? Whatever. The girl. When she's like gonna let Scar take her hostage, and he's like, "Are you kidding? He's a killer." And I'm like, the entire regime who is currently holding her hostage has been genocided, has been killing millions of people for the past 200, 300, 400 years. That's who she is currently a hostage to. So you saying, don't become a hostage to this killer over here, who is only killing really granted, we're not accusing it, but the only people he was killing were state-sponsored alchemists who, as we find out later on, were kind of dicks. You have a leg to stand on there, Ed. Either leg. Like, you can't be like, well, don't kill her because, or don't go with him because he's a killer, or don't be a hostage to a killer who you're actually technically safe with because you don't do alchemy. No, be a hostage of this cabal over here that could just throw you off a cliff at any point. It's like, goodness gracious. Winry, that's it. Winry. And then the only other part that was a little goofy was, what's his face? Barry, who, you come to like, but at the same time, you're like, dude, this guy, he was on death row for like butchering people. Like that's not a character that you make endearing. And he wasn't really endearing. He just, they made him okay until he wasn't alive anymore. But the dumb thing is, Hawkeye, he's like trying to attack Hawkeye, right? He's going to slice and dice her. And then she starts shooting him with her sidearm. And he's like, oh, no, not bullets. I didn't know you were going to be shooting bullets. That's not fair. And the next thing we see, he's like tied up and subdued. But then 5 minutes later, he's battling, or 10 minutes later, he's fighting guys with rifles that are just unloading into him. And he's like, your bullets can't hurt me. I'm like, well, so why was it that a little piddly handgun was enough to get you to kowtow, but the people shooting rifles at you, you're just shrugging them off? I was like, that just don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. But yeah, Greed and Lang were good. And Greed actually had a character arc of sorts. I mean, he was already kind of chaotic neutral, but then he became kind of chaotic good. I felt like that first, but I like how the deaths of the homunculi are all kind of ironic and feel like that's good writing. I mean, but Envy, I don't know how Envy being envious, like that's kind of on the nose, right? Envy is going to envy everything. Like if you are envy personified, that is your whole thing. You are just going to be envious of everything. You're going to be envious of friends, success, wealth, and anything that is good or desirable. You're going to want that. So I don't know that it was too much. And it was just like, and it starts crying. Oh, I've been so humiliated. I'm so humiliated. And I'm like, okay. I don't like the messaging of killing the bad thing is bad if you're not doing it with a smile on your face and being all compassionate about it. Like, I can snipe somebody, and she was even suicidal. She's like, I'm going to slit my own neck when this whole thing is over. I'm like, that's not a great attitude to have either, there, gal. Like, come on, people. Like, it's that judgmental type thing And he's like, yes, they stopped me from going down a dark road. I'm like, killing an evil demonic homunculi that is the embodiment of envy is a bad thing. Okay, interesting. But I mean, lust. I mean, I mean, the only thing I could say is killing two homunculi the exact same way, you could say, is a bit redundant. So we got to see him torch lust, which was very satisfying because she wasn't annoying, but she was just kind of like, yeah, she's bad. You just want her to die. Yeah, but envy just took care of himself. They broke his spirit. Yeah. I don't know. And that was the other thing too. I will say, if you extract a being and its entire existence is greed or lust or anything else, the fact that they are functional at all is kind of weird. Like to you, where your core, like it's not a part of your character. You are evil. You are that entire, your greed extracted from a being. It should be like gluttony. Gluttony was probably the only one. Gluttony and sloth, I guess. More so gluttony was the only one that I really believed, because he was constantly, can I eat him? Can I eat him? Can I eat him? Like the hunger was constant. It was driving. And so for these other ones to feel these other things, it was just kind of weird a little bit, but greed sacrificed himself when he finally got what he really wanted. Greed. Yeah. Oh yeah. To be cared about. But that's the thing too. So, I mean, greed personified. Greed is, as he says, I want women, I want money, I want all the things, I want people. And the first iteration of greed made sense when he said, it's not because I care about them, it's because they're mine. Like, I want these things. So I guess, I don't know. I don't understand the nature of the homunculi exactly, because they tried to present them as not human in a lot of ways and very whatever, but that's not, if you were to say there's a character named Greed who is personified by greed and that what he really wanted was friendship, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think that's just greed. Like, just like lust. Like, lust doesn't want a relationship. Lust just wants to consume. And I mean, in fact, that's what pretty much all of them, greed, lust, it's all about consumption. It's all about hedonistic. But I mean, there's got to be some wiggle room. Otherwise they would be just boring characters. Right. So, I get some of that. And that wasn't, it was the third. And I got to say this too. I liked the music. I thought the music was very fitting. It didn't necessarily like jump out at me all the time, but I thought it made sense until the last episode. There were like 3 different times where I felt the music was just, the tone was just way off. I was like, it was a head scratcher. It stood out because it was like they were playing like we're going off to war music when it was like this very tranquil, peaceful scene. They were playing this kind of goofy, like circus almost music when there was this very like intense moment where like where it was like Ed and Alphonse, when Alphonse is going back, I think, or to the gate or whatever. I'm like, that to me is a very sentimental, like soft, compassionate, passionate, like a very whatever. And they're playing this kind of like they're just walking down the road, skipping around. I'm like, that music does not work. So I would say from a production aspect, that was the only thing that jumped out, was whatever it was. And it was maybe the last 2 episodes, but primarily I think the final one. Not the very last scene. I thought that was fine, but there were like 2 or 3 moments where I thought the music was just completely juxtaposed in a very, wait, what? Why are you playing that music now? That doesn't work for this. This is oh, Goofy, bonked him on the head, and oh gosh, why'd you do that? Like, that's that kind of music, not you're going to get your body back and a sacrifice is going to be needed kind of thing. It's definitely odd. It's not perfect. I think the homunculi are quite complete personification of their sins because they were formed from the dwarf in the flask who himself never understood what it was to be human. I actually like the circus-esque. Yeah, I mean, obviously, unless somebody just like hijacked the soundboard or something in the editing process, they chose it for a reason. I just found it like I'm settled into a certain mood. Whatever that creature is, the God thing, it never was creepy. It was just kind of like, okay, it's gonna be a tool. It's been a tool the whole time, but I'm thinking more about the like what's going on, because it starts when we see Ed, and so it's a very intense, like him doing this thing. So I'm expecting that the gravitas of that not the kind of goofy thing. But I mean, again, they chose that music for a reason. Maybe that's what they were trying to heighten. I still don't. There were 2 other times again where we're seeing them just kind of walking and it's very serene, but we're hearing this dun 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 dun. I'm like, well, why? I don't know. I would have done it differently, but you know, hey, they didn't consult me. I think it's worse off for it, but hey, you know. PS1 medieval games. I haven't played those. But I mean, even Tim Burton. Like when Batman's like going after the Joker, they're not playing the circus music, or I guess the Penguin. You know, they have that very creepy music. I don't know. Like I said, it's personal taste. It was enough that that was like the first, because usually my philosophy is this. If everybody's doing their job right and it all is mixing well together, you shouldn't really notice anything about it particularly. It should just be like, wow, that was an amazing story, an amazing movie, an amazing show. Because in theory, everybody's doing their job and everything is meshing together. Now, if somebody has an outstanding performance, then you might notice, or something is like, oh my gosh, the music was just so good. So for me, everything in this show held its own weight. Like, you know, the music, I couldn't, if you played a piece of music, I might know it, or might recognize it, but I don't know. But I think it always worked. Like it was there and it worked well. It dovetailed with the emotion and what I was supposed to feel. And so to me, that's a compliment to the music. It was like, it worked. That was the only time where I was like, wait, like a record scratch, like wait, what? Why now? What? Why this? Why now? Like 62 episodes of amazing synergy and you know, matching the tone and matching the mood. And now, like, it wasn't like, that wasn't like God's theme or whatever the heck that thing, because he eats God, right? And we don't even know, does he spit God back out? Because he absorbs God. He's like, oh, you must come to me. I must, have you into my being. And apparently he does it. And then I guess when the souls leave, maybe that's when God leaves too. I don't know. Medieval is a cult classic. First game I played as a child that scared me and I kept playing. It got a PS4 remake, but it didn't sell well enough for the sequel to get a remake. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay. But yeah, now if whatever the hell that floating white ball thing or that white person was, whatever that was supposed to be, if it had a theme and they were just reintroducing that theme, that would be one thing. But every other time we see it, that music isn't playing. At least, because I would have noticed. I mean, maybe it did, and I just didn't notice. But I don't think that played before. So it was like, yeah, if you get like the Imperial March, you see Darth Vader. Now, granted, I don't think there's ever a time where the Imperial March doesn't work. But you give if that's like, okay, this is the creepy, unsettling theme that plays when we see this particular creature. Okay, fair enough. I still may not think it's a great choice, but I get it. But I think that's the first time we heard it. And ironically, that was the most emotionally laden part of their interaction. Like every other time they're in that space, there's not as much emotion. There's confusion. There's trying to work out the mechanics and the brain part of it. But this is like the culmination of everything. This is Ed giving up alchemy for life. This is trying to figure something. So it was just, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, there's no possible way that got through the editing process without being checked. So if it works for you, it's probably resonating with whatever they were trying to give you. It just didn't work for me. It was very jarring for me personally, but I guess it was like the power behind all those souls was enough to contain God. So when he lost all the souls, he could no longer contain that power. And I think he was rendered mortal so Ed could beat his ass. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But it was like, but we didn't see that eye in the sky go back. Like there wasn't like a restoration, because when he absorbed him, he pulled him in. And then when all the souls went out, we saw the souls go, but we didn't see the eye in the sky go back to where it was. And it was, and I mean, granted, they weren't focusing on the God aspect of it. Like, what was that supposed to be? Because it didn't look like a being. It seemed just to be like, I think he said consequence. Like, I want to absorb consequence. I think that was one of the words he used. And I'm like, okay, so is that like fate, consequence? Like, what exactly were you absorbing? Because the whole thing was, he said the earth. He said, like, the earth itself is a living being and it has memories, and I'm going to unlock its memories and absorb them. But then it was a being outside of earth that had nothing to do with earth, apparently, that was just a being that he called consequence and fate or something. So that's what I mean. The last act kind of, for me, didn't really put the pieces together all that well. Maybe it does in the manga, maybe it would on a second or third viewing, but just watching it kind of cold turkey, I was just kind of rolling with the punches. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on at this point. I don't know who he is, what he's trying to do exactly, why he can't do it. You know, like, I mean, I got the alchemy part. What was the other one called? Like history or rectomy or something, but like the alternative alchemy. Like I understood that as kind of like a counter to it. And the fact that it was localized and the fact that the land had been corrupted by this, like, I got a lot of the setup, but the payoff, like how and why the ability to do alchemy is equivalent to a life or to a body. Like the equivalent exchange, you could say, hey, yeah, I took a body and I took a leg and an arm, but like that didn't seem, I don't know. And that's why I say there's a lot of creative flexibility there, because you're saying, okay, it's your world, it's your rules, I work with it. But like I said, I enjoyed it. It was a great ride. They did a good job leaving it on cliffhangers. I thought it ended perfectly. Like I said, that last sequence, the last minute, 2 minutes, I thought nailed it. The music was great. The characterizations were great. It was very satisfying to see that happen. I like that he tried to do alchemy one time. He does it was worth a shot, you know? And the fact that he gave that up, that it wasn't his world at the beginning was alchemy, that his whole existence was about that. And it was almost like a worship thing. Like alchemy is the end all be all. And that ends up being what he gives up. I thought that played well. Yeah. Yeah. So overall, I think it's a great show, and no fillers. There was one episode that was kind of like a recap. I think it was episode 24 or 43. I don't know. It's hard when you watch them all at the same time, but one of in there somewhere there was a recap, but it was sprinkled in with Henrihine or whatever his name was, like kind of his perspective, and he made a lot more sense at the end. I will say, like, it looked like he was arguing with himself. I'm like, who are these people he's arguing with? Are these ghosts? Are these like his memories? Is he a human? Is he not a human? So they did a good job bringing that full circle. And it was like, oh, here's all the holes that allow you to see him for who he really is and what he went through and what he was all about. And I do appreciate the fact they didn't derail the story to make it a father-son reunion thing. I think Ed could have had a little more growth in that regard. But even Alphonse says, like, he's always been the dick. Like he's always one getting angry, so I don't have a chance to, because I got to calm him down. So, but I appreciate that they didn't try to shoehorn that in and try to make that all work. That the husband, he left his wife and kids. Now, granted, he did it to prepare. Like he spent, I think the idea was he spent all that time getting to know every single soul that he had absorbed, or that he was in him as a philosopher's stone. 200 and some thousand, I think it was. So it was a noble pursuit. Why he couldn't do that at home, I don't know. But it's like, okay, yeah, I mean, you chose that, but that meant you couldn't be a father. And so that's a relationship. You don't get to have both things. You did the thing. Your son respects you. There's some restoration there, reconciliation to a degree, but he does die alone, talking to his wife. That was a touching moment. I like that. When he's, it's kind of talking to her. There wasn't, I realized more stuff about it, so that's fair. But yeah, there's a lot that isn't directly spelled out and kind of up for interpretation. It's been so long now since I watched the original series, I can barely remember how that plot ends up going. Honheim is a complicated character, and I'm glad he finally got his eternal rest after taking care of Dwarf in the Flask. Yeah. And what, I mean, is like, they never, in my understanding is, it's never explained where the Dwarf in the Flask came from, which is, like, I understand when people say they don't want everything explained out for them, but I'm like, this thing almost took over the world. This little ball of blackness. All we know is it had the guy's Slave 23's blood in him. That's all we know. How in the world was it created? How do we make sure it's not created again? Because as soon as it got out, it was a devil of a time trying to get the thing back in there. So, like, what was the origin? How did it become so powerful? What was it? As far as we know, it was just a conjuration of some monk in the palace or whatever. I guess the king's monk guy. But it's kind of a big deal. It's like, it's not like it had primeval origins or something. Like it was I've always been from the beginning of the world, the Dwarf in the Flask. So it's just kind of a weird. I mean, I don't care about that as much because it's just like, well, it is what it is. It's a bad guy. But I'm kind of with the dwarf, honestly. Well, he was obviously doing a lot more than just trying to understand, but it was kind of weird. Like, he's like, but what did I do wrong? What should I have done? What was I doing wrong? He was an original homunculi, like when Ed and Al tried to bring their mother back. So he was okay. So he didn't have the same form because their mother and what's her name's baby all came back as these twisted black, demonic looking weird things, like with the eyes sagging and everything. So one, what were those? Because homunculi takes it's a being with a philosopher's stone in it, right? And in the case of the homunculi that we know about, they are extrapolations. He pretty much removed or pulled out greed, lust, all these things from him. Combine that with a philosopher's stone, and you get the homunculi. But like, so was the idea that it was like, I know he was the first one. I understand that the story told you that, but there was this lost city of Xerxes, and they were all wiped out. That the only people with gold hair and eyes, Hanheim and Ed and Al. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I mean, really, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a game breaker that they didn't say it. It's just kind of like in the back of your mind going, well, like you want it to be something so forbidden or something so complicated or something so unique, because it is. He's a terrifying villain. I mean, he really was pretty much, for all intents and purposes, invincible. They had to do a lot. They had to jump through a lot of hoops. Like, a lot of pieces had to come together to stop what he did, and even then, it barely paid off. So it's like, okay, great villain to a degree. I mean, it is kind of, it was a very Smurf sounding little black ball. It's like, oh, cute little black ball. He's like, I don't know what I want to do. Anyway, but yeah, you're just kind of like, could it happen again? Like, what does it take? Just mixing somebody's blood with an abomination of some kind or some thing? And like, obviously he's, yeah. And then, at the end, he's like, you solved it. You figured it out. The little, whatever the white blob character is. He's like, you solved it. Congratulations. Well done. So like, I don't know. I just don't. The magic system seemed very set in stone, law of equivalent exchange, and that it's forbidden to try to bring somebody back, like doing human whatever stuff. And that it's a violation, and that, it opens a portal and all that kind of stuff. I was gelling with all that. But then at the end, they seem to tack on more rules or exceptions to the rule, where I was no longer able to really follow exactly what was transpiring, which kind of made it feel more like I was just kind of on a wave, just kind of riding the wave, versus like being steered by a narrative. It was more like, okay, well, that happened. Well, they said this, therefore I guess that's the truth. But that's not what I was led to believe for the entirety of the series. And the series, because the series was really airtight, there wasn't any bloat. There wasn't a lot of like unnecessary, there wasn't like any filler episodes or, fan service, anything like that. It was just all plot point. It was very tight. And they did go out of their way to explain a lot of things. Anytime there is a hole or there is a question or there is something that doesn't really make sense, it stands out. The same thing with like The Incredibles, that Pixar movie, because they went out of their way to make it so realistic or so like coherent, that any brief moment where it's like a plot hole or something, you're going, that stands out because you explained everything else, but what about this aspect? Whereas there's some shows and movies where like, this whole thing is a train wreck, so the whole thing is a damn plot hole. I really don't care. Like, it doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. So it's okay that this part didn't make sense because this part as a premise didn't make sense. And Hanheim being crazy and the only survivor traveled to the east and created alchemy, and then traveled west, and alchemy was formed but corrupted because of father's plan. Oh, that's right. Yeah. They did say their imagery of him was a white guy with a guy with a gold hair and a beard. I forgot about that. Yeah, so he actually brought that to them, and then Scar's brother, I guess, is the one who figured out how to combine the two, or But yeah, there was a lot of good interweaving. That's what I mean. Like, I would say 61 episodes, 62 felt really good. And then there was just like 3 or 4 where I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, all right. And I don't, and like, they have the episode where, Vegeta Armstrong, I don't know his real name, but it's the voice of Vegeta, fights his sister, and he gets his butt kicked. And he's begging for mercy. But then we see him when he actually, because he says, I'm not going to go easy on you. Are we supposed to believe he didn't go easy on her and she just is that awesome and kicked his butt? Or, because what he does at the end, when he's against Sloth, I'm like, I don't see her doing that. Like, I know she's injured, but like, so is he. Like, he was tearing it up. So I'm just like, where exactly, like, was that supposed to just be kind of funny? Like, okay, he's just getting his butt kicked, haha, kind of a thing. I thought it was going to come out that he didn't want to be the leader of the family. So he was just kind of throwing it, but they make a point to say, I'm not going to go easy on you. And he does this whole thing. And the next thing you see, he's just getting his butt kicked. I'm like, what? The Armstrong family. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I also like Scar's whole arc and redemption. Yeah. Yes. That felt very earned, his progression. And he never smiled. I don't think we ever see him smile. So he never went cheese, never went like, okay, yeah, I'm one of the guys now, give somebody a noogie or something. He never swung fully to like, oh, he's just a good old boy now. But I think his journey and understanding and like Winry forgiving him, not accepting what he did, but forgiving him for it. All of that, like his whole arc and journey, which is good because I like the character. It did suck though, because it was like, first half of the show, you couldn't keep your head away from his hand. Like, he would just grab your head and you were dead. And the second half of the show, he couldn't land a single hit. What about when Armstrong met Izumi's husband and they bonded over being bodybuilder bros? Oh, yeah. They had the twinkle in their eye. It's like they did the Arnold and what's his name? The guy who played Apollo Creed, Carl Weathers. They did that like Predator handshake. It was like, and the muscles are flexed. Yeah. That was pretty amusing. And I think they even said that muscle bros or muscle men or something. That was quite comical. And yeah, just how strong her husband is, because he kind of reminded me of the Ox King in Dragon Ball Z. In terms of just this really big hulking guy with his itty bitty little wife. But the Ox King never does anything. Maybe he does it in Dragon Ball, but in Dragon Ball Z, he doesn't do a damn thing. He just kind of goes, Chi-Chi, oh! That's all he does the whole time. That's his whole character. So I thought that's what the husband with her was going to be like. Just kind of like, he looks really big and strong, but he's just kind of a big nothing because he's just a pushover. But so it was good to see him actually kicking ass too. Scar learning how to forgive himself and look forward to a brighter future hits hard for me. Yeah. I mean, there's having to forgive and be forgiven. That's a big, that's some pretty potent stuff. Like, because even at the very end, he's like, I'm fighting for the nation that wiped out my people. Like, what? Like that's a heck of a journey to get to that point. But it doesn't feel like that came out of the blue, or like, I didn't really buy that. Like he was grappling with it the whole time and trying to figure it out the whole time. And you could tell he was not wicked aligned. He had fallen. And honestly, I mean, I had a bad feeling that the first guy that got killed, that like Ed fights, the one who was like, you don't know the military, you don't know what they've done. And like he sounds crazy and he seems, evil or whatever. And it's like, I was like, I got the feeling he's actually like he's probably right. And I did like, even though they didn't go through with it, and I'm glad they didn't, but that they at least talked about whatever the guys did, the fire alchemist. Mustang. It's not Ford Mustang. Roy Mustang, I think. I was like, were they just trying to go for the most American sounding name ever? Like, is that the actual name of the character in Japanese, or is that the American, like how they take Mr. Satan and they made him Hercule? Is his name actually Roy Mustang? I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, like that is such a, I mean, at least what's her name? Hawkeye. Like that. Okay. It's a little comic booky, but yeah, Roy Mustang, like, my gosh. Just call him Big Mac with cheese or something. My goodness gracious. But yeah, where he was like, we're going to have a trial for war crimes, and we're probably going to get convicted and shot. And I was like, okay, I mean, that takes a little bit of the happy ending out of the story, but at the same time, okay, there's the accountability. Because, I mean, it really was, you know, I mean, yes, Envy was the one who shot the girl, but I mean, on both sides, really, though, that's like, you get it. There's a lot of tension. It's a fine line, but it's like, wow, you're gonna like hold individual accountability should be a thing. You know, the person who shot should have gone after that person, because however, I don't know. I think his name is actually Roy Mustang. Getting the flashback of the Ishvalan War was sobering. Yeah. But was not cool like Han. No. Han shot, like, I'm sorry, Lucas. That's a character. That's a character making moment. And you can't. Luke would not have shot first, and Luke would have gotten killed. Face facts. If Luke had been in Han's place, he would not have shot first. He would have died. And it really is telling. The only way to make Han not shoot first, you had to be stupid. Greedo has him at point blank range. He shoots first and misses when his gun is a foot away from him. I'm like, dude, if you've got to butcher your film that badly to try to make the morally gray mercenary who may have a heart of gold buried in there somewhere, but at this particular point, he is cold-blooded. He knows what he has to do to survive, and he's going to do it. And you want to take that away from him to make him, I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do, but I'm like, that was the dumbest decision, and it looks stupid. I've completely taken over your stream with, well, nobody else jumped in. If somebody had said, hey, is this a Legend stream or a Full Metal Alchemist stream, I would have been like, all right, let's play again or something, but nobody's, I think Ilya's probably, okay. Yeah, nobody else is playing really, so there's not much to do. And I was planning to go till about this late anyway, so. But yeah, no, it's totally fine. Now, obviously, we spoiled the heck out of it for anybody who was interested in Full Metal Alchemist, but oh, I became large. Look at me, so large and in charge. But yeah, it was good. The only downside to it for me is it's kind of like a Shawshank, whereas like I can rewatch. I don't like all of My Hero Academia, but like the first arc up pretty much until All Might is done. But I can watch it like a lot of the episodes. I'm like, oh, I really love this episode. I love what's happened. Full Metal Alchemist, it's kind of heavy. Like I said, it's like Shawshank. It's very well done, but I watch Shawshank like once every 5 to 10 years because it's not something that you can just jump into and just be like, oh boy, like it's going to be a romping good time. Like it's heavy. It's got a lot of emotional stuff in it. It's got a lot of, you know, it's not really episodic, which I like. I like the fact that it's because when an anime is episodic, a lot of the times you're sacrificing story and character progression just to kind of be like, oh, here's this cool little nifty adventure they go on. But those I find are easier to watch over and over again as standalone moments. Whereas something like Full Metal Alchemist, I don't like. I've watched the ending, that last scene. I watched that a couple times because it's just like, oh, it's just such a nice, wholesome way to end it. But like, I don't know that I've watched the series again for another couple years just because it's very dense. I just really love that series. I'm half tempted to rewatch it now. I like the heavy. Put me in my feels. It's how I know I'm alive. I did like that too. They didn't do. There were a few moments. Like I cannot. Now granted, I haven't watched the whole series. I've watched a few episodes on like Toonami, and I do have Endless Waltz, but I could not stomach the pontificating, ridiculous political BS of the Gundam pilots. It's like a bunch of teenagers, and all they're doing is sitting. They got their arms locked in the chair. I mean, I guess we're not supposed to care whether or not it's how it works mechanically. They're sitting there, just going, "Oh, don't you understand? I can only know my true strength on the battlefield. And like they do this whole philosophical as they're shouting at each other. And it just is, it's so hard to watch. Like the battle part, like if I were to do an edit that I can watch, I would just be cutting out every single time they talk and just have the Gundams fighting each other. Cause that looks cool. But every time they go off and they spew all this like philosophical BS that sounds like inane babble. And you lose me. But there were moments where they kind of got close to that here, but they didn't actually go full Gundam. And there was an element of philosophy in there, but it was tied to a function or practicality, where it wasn't just spouting philosophy. It was, in this situation, like I don't understand, sir. Why aren't you happy? And it's like, well, because in a situation like this, there's nothing to be happy about, and it says a little bit like there. So they didn't go off on the philosophical tirades that a lot of other anime do, which I appreciate. Although, I mean, Greed does do that. I think, was he the one that was like, no, there was somebody that did it while they were fighting, and they literally say what you just said. Like, pain is how I know I'm alive. No. Oh, no, it was, hang on. 1 versus 1. Oh, it was the mustachioed guy. It was the Fuhrer, which, well, didn't they call him King Fuhrer? I'm like, you don't have to pile that on. It's like the great Grand Emperor, King Fuhrer, master of all. Like, either go with King or Fuhrer. Don't call him both. But the Fuhrer, when he's fighting Scar, and he's like, yes, this is what it feels to be alive. There is no greater thing than this, to have your own life in your hands and to be fighting and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, we're going a little Gundam here, but not badly enough. And he's actually fighting. He's not just sitting in his little chair doing stuff. I could never really get into Gundam myself. Big robots are cool, but yeah, all the exposition makes me feel kind of the show loses momentum. Like original Dragon Ball Z. Namek was exploding for like 5 business days before Goku went Super Saiyan. Yeah, Führer Bradley, that's another one. So I got to say, some of the names, like, I mean, obviously there's a very heavy European influence, like with Edward and Huraheim, and like there's a lot, Winry, like there's a lot of that in there. But then you have these like sore thumbs, Roy Mustang and Bradley. Like, come on, really? But yeah, he has that little monologue. I'm like, okay, whatever. But yeah, as much as I liked Super Saiyan, Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time, I rarely watch the Namekian Saga. The Ginyu Force is hilarious. They're just goofy. That whole thing is very entertaining. Their fights and how they kind of overcome it. The guy who stops time, and then of course Rakum and their whole little dancey things and their poses. I found it entertaining or amusing, but yeah, the pacing does slow down. That's why, as I said, you want to start with Trunks, with Frieza's return. Trunks slicing and dicing Frieza. From there until Gohan and Goku, well, Gohan really, but with one arm just walks Cell down and just Kamehamehas him out of existence. That to me. Oh, and then Trunks returning to the past and destroying the androids and Cell. Boom, like that. I wish they could have done a little more with that, a little more of the fight, but I feel like that is a perfectly rounded and more or less well-paced story. Like we didn't dwell too long with any of the androids. We didn't like every Cell, Cell. We went imperfect and then perfect. We didn't dwell on any of his phases too long. And then the Cell games dragged a little bit, but then you had Hercule, who's a goofball and kind of fun. But yeah. Amistris, I think, is based on Europe, with Zing being based on China, like an alternative universe kind of thing. Yeah, which. And I thought that played out well enough. It was good, and yeah, you don't usually have, a plan that's been in the works for, what they say, it started like 1500s or something, like 400 years, where like the whole country was essentially formed just for that purpose. I mean, that's some pretty deep stuff. And then you find out, like, okay, everybody in the government's in on it. Yeah, it was, and like all of that I was tracking, like, okay, we've established, and I thought that they laid it well. Okay, here, audience, here is what the alchemy circle looks like. Here's what it does. Here's what you need to have in order to complete it. And now magnify that, not 1, not 2, not 300 times, but to the size of this entire round, more or less, continent. And while the violence, took place and all that, I thought that was very well grounded. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I liked... Oh, gosh. So you had... I'm trying to think of... Oh, yeah, greed actually got eaten. That's what it was. No, gluttony got eaten by... whatever that little kid was. Oh, pride. Got eaten by pride. Boo was an interesting character, I think. The writing for that entire arc just lost some edge after the Cell games. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of felt like it was trying to, as Bilbo said in Lord of the Rings, I feel like butter scraped over too much bread. Like, they were trying to extend... I don't know. I feel like getting to Super Saiyan made that saga worthwhile in its own right. But after that, like, you've repeated it once, you can't repeat it almost verbatim the second time, and that's what they did. And they pretty much nerfed Gohan to nothing. And Boo, like, I don't like villains that aren't really villainous per se. Like, Boo was, but he was more of like a big dummy. Like, I mean, obviously you had evil Boo, and then the fact that there's a distinction. Like, chubby, big old Boo was not, like, nobody, like, he wasn't, like, they didn't have to do anything for him to be the good guy in, like, when they eventually got him on their side. Like, he was just kind of like, Boo do a thing, Boo do this. I don't like natural events. Like, I don't like movies like Twister. I didn't hate the movie, but I don't think natural disasters make for a good antagonist. They added sound effects. They added some kind of implied sentience to it somehow, but it doesn't make for a good one. And I don't think villains based on just like, I didn't know any better. Like, to me, it's a weaker approach than something like Cell, where it's like, I am the perfect life form. Pride got taken out by Kimberly's soul. Pride. Well, Pride eats gluttony, and then Pride is taken out. Kimberly. Why am I blanking on Kimberly? Oh, yeah. The Crimson Alchemist. Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, you chumped out. Like, you're trying to take over a human body, you weak sauce. And see, that's something like, should he be able to do that? Like, why is it that his soul was not absorbed with the other ones? Do they explain that? I mean, it's cool. It's like, it's nifty in the moment, but like, what's the like? No other soul could do that. Was it? And he didn't have the Philosopher's Stone inside. He was just another soul. So I don't quite know why he was allowed to do that or why he could do that. But yeah, it's yeah, Fat Boo is chill. I'd smoke with him. Boo want more edibles. Boo want more chewy. I don't know. But yeah, they didn't, and it wasn't like, yeah, they drew out Evil Boo, or Kid Boo, I guess it was. I think the souls do technically keep their identity, because look at Hanaheim. Yeah, but like, so why didn't anybody else? So I know they keep their identity and their memories, because yeah, he talks to them all and kind of works it out. They just don't have their bodies anymore. But that's the thing. So why was it like, wouldn't you think all of them would be super pissed at whoever they were inside of? Boo can make smoke too. He blows it out of his little holes there. And yeah, it just like, indestructible. So to be fair, Cell does, or at least Perfect Cell. No, I think all versions of Cell, they can all regenerate. I'm not a big fan of regeneration. Like, I get why it's kind of needed, because otherwise you don't get to see the good guys do anything until the very end. But like, Boo was just a ridiculous amount where it was just like, I don't know. It got to a point where it's like, okay, you're not going to do anything against this guy. I don't know. Yeah, the Boo saga just it felt like Dragon Ball Z. I felt like they were running the same track, pretty much the same way. They were just, now it's Super Saiyan 3 instead of Super Saiyan 2. That kind of thing. I think it's something along the lines of alchemy, ability, mental fortitude. That's what I mean, Danny. It's not it's not a hard line in the sand, and I don't need that necessarily. But like, I enjoy movies or shows where the movie is smarter than I am, or the show is smarter than I am, in that they planted the seed of what somebody could do or what they were capable of or something. What was it? There was some, like, okay, maybe this isn't a great example, but like Aladdin. I think Jafar was incredibly stupid at the very end of Aladdin, but that he used, like, I think I was young enough that I didn't necessarily see where it was going. Obviously, Aladdin had a plan when he said, the genie has more power than you ever will. And I was like, okay, he's going to try to get him to turn into a genie, but like, why would he do that? Because obviously, whatever. But like, we know because Genie told us all about the limitations, like that, you are essentially a slave to the lamp and whoever's holding the lamp. And so to be able to, so when he's doing that, if you didn't pick up on that, when he does it and he's like, you got it, Jafar, and everything that goes with it. And then the bands appear on his wrist. He's like, what? No. So it's like, okay, the movie gave you a little bit of a hint as to like what could happen. Like I said, it's not the best example. It's not incredibly clever, but I like that. Whereas, so I would have preferred if Full Metal at the end could have done things where I'm going, oh, right, because that one guy did that. And so it's like that rule we've established at the beginning, that rule makes sense here. And this guy just didn't know it or didn't realize it. That's a really clever way to use that rule to kind of figure it out. And I think they do that a couple times. Just in that last act, I feel a lot of it was just more of, we're doing a thing now and it works. And it's like, okay, cool. It feels like the Boo saga should have happened before the android cell. Yeah. Well, I just... Because there's a whole lot of stuff with that, though. Because you got Bibbidi and Bobbidi, and then Boo. But I mean, like, okay, so where does Gohan fall in that? Like, so you're saying that's when he should have gone Super Saiyan 2? I mean, I think Cell was a much better villain. But like, I guess when you also get into magic versus, like, Dragon Ball Z up to that point was, might against might, like power level versus power level. With Boo, it was like, now you're talking about enchantments and magic and other stuff. And I was like, well, how do you gauge where that fits into everything? How are you supposed to know what the limitations are or anything like that? It just, I don't know. Jafar is definitely a buffoon. Yep. Like flex tape, it just works. Exactly. Or is it Ron Howard? Not Ron Howard. Goodness gracious. The guy who did Bethesda guy, where he's like, it just works. No, Lucas, it just rhymes. And then I think Todd Howard says it just works. But yeah, there's and you kind of get that sense anyway going into it, at least I did, because 95% of the time, like, movies and shows don't necessarily carry you to the final act. I wouldn't say 95%. We'll say 60%. They don't really do a great job of carrying you to that final part. Like, they get you there, but it's like, all right, yeah, this serves as a story, I guess. But the ones that do it really well, one of two things happens. Either they land the plane and they blow your mind with like, what? Like The Prestige. If you ever watched The Prestige, it was a Christopher Nolan movie, one of the few that I liked. Like the ending where you realize, yeah, there's magic involved. Like, we're introducing an element of magic in there, which is a little bit cheating. But when you understand what happened, you're like, whoa, like how it all works. Like how is it that he doesn't know if he's in the box or The Prestige? Like, you're just like, wow. You love The Prestige? Yeah. So that was one where I think they landed the plane really well. I was like, how are they going to explain this? Like, how does this work? And then as you went further and further into that final act, you're like, oh, okay, they were brothers. Wow. Oh, what does that mean about, oh, so that's why. And then they show, like, that's why sometimes she was like, you don't mean it today, and today you do. You're like, well, how could that be? You're like, everything, the pieces fall into place. And then I remember like getting into like the night after I watched it, I found like a forum and was like, what just happened? Like, how, and trying to work out, how is it that he knew, but he didn't know? And why did he have to do it that way? And you're like, you get it. Like, it makes sense. But few movies land the plane like that. It's really, it's when you set it up like that, where there's a lot of things you don't know. There's a lot of like, how is this going to end? How is this going to play out? How are the ends going to be tied up? A lot of movies they're more straightforward and they can get you there no problem because you just know, okay, got to fight this guy. Here's the downside. Here's the rising action. Here's the falling action, or here's the falling action, and then we rise to climax, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But movies that leave a lot of questions, they're either brilliant, they fall flat on their face because they didn't bother. They were just going for the instant gratification of, oh, hey, isn't this a cool plot point? And we'll bother with the explanation later on down the road, if at all. And then I think something like Full Metal is kind of in the middle, where it definitely doesn't face plant. It definitely lands. It tells the complete story, but it wasn't like, for me, it didn't put the pieces together. It was like, oh, that's a piece. Oh, and there it's going into that spot. Okay. Okay. All right. They did put the pieces together, which a lot of movies don't do, when there's a lot of like, how are they going to finish this? How are they going to beat these homunculi that are virtually invincible, but yeah. But yeah, solid. I mean, it's probably the first anime that I've watched straight through in a long time. The first one, I think, I've watched. Well, I still haven't finished My Hero Academia. I pretty much was done after All Might, because All Might's my favorite superhero of all time. Period. Just hands down, the best hero ever to ever superhero. And Deku, not so much. Didn't much care for Deku too much. I mean, he was okay, but I didn't want to watch the rest of that. So I think other than Tekka Man Blade, which I have the full box set for, and this one, I don't know if there's Cowboy Bebop. I mean, that's a much shorter, but that was also very, very good. You could watch it in pretty much a day if you wanted to. But I think that's really it. And then Dragon Ball Z, I've watched everything up, including a lot of GT. But I've only burned the DVDs for the Cell Saga, the Android and Cell Saga, because those are only the ones I really want to watch again. The Fallout 76 God Rays coming from under the ground? Wait, what? Hang on. Oh, JP, hello, JP. So you were lurking in the shadows, eh? Jump in with the Todd Howard. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. The Todd head. Yeah, like Superman being nigh invincible and except completely susceptible to magic. And even then, it's fickle. Him and Wonder Woman both. Like, sometimes they get completely wrecked by it. Sometimes it can make them bleed. Sometimes it's just, yeah. I like comics well enough. I appreciate the artwork, especially like we were talking about Joe Mad. He's probably one of my favorite comic book artists. It's definitely a style, but I love it. It's really cool. He would be a great illustrator for like Warcraft. Like that whole Blizzard aesthetic, the way they have, kind of chunky characters. His artwork looks a lot like that. And I think I've liked pretty much every iteration of characters that he's done. Like he's made Spider-Man. Like I've seen him. He's really, really super skinny, but really like sinewy. I like that version. Yeah, just how he draws stuff. So I like those, but comics, like when they started doing multiverse stuff and they started just dousing characters with power, you're like, you got to account for those. You've got to account for those. And so it was the gratification of spectacle at the cost of character integrity and resilience, really, over time. And it's like, okay, which version, when you say Superman, which version are you talking about? Gold Age, Iron Age, or Gold Age, Silver Age, whatever? Is this before or after he died and came back? Like, I just think, I don't think the comic book industry was not built on the idea that it was going to go somewhere. Like, initially it was considered to be like, unlike anime, which is, we know adults watch anime. Comics were like for kids, it's like Archie comics and stuff. So they didn't start off thinking we are creating the foundation of a character that's going to last for 50 years. They're just like, just do whatever. Just make it a fun story, like put stuff out there. And it shows, because as it goes, they just keep building on layer. And then at some point it's like, okay, well, this doesn't make sense. Now he's way too powerful. We got to nerf that somehow. But then we got to explain why that nerf applied to him, but not to these other characters who don't need a nerf. And then it's like a lot of twisty nonsense. And like, for me personally, if a character changes so much or has no defined parameters in a sense. I lose interest because you're not a character anymore. You're a name with a bunch of attributes that can be taken, or like you're an empty sack. Or what do you call him? A leather bag. He's like, once I break the leather bag, he will. And like, look, I think as the audience, we should not have known that was a dumb idea. Heine. We'll just call him Heine. Like, I knew that was a dumb idea. Yeah, there's no way, okay, if I just break this little leather sack open, he'll lose all his power. I'm pretty sure he's not that frail. I knew that, damn you. Like, the fact that he was stunned made me go, oh, dude, come on, man. Really? Really? You thought that was going to work? I'm the audience. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I knew that was too stupid to work. Kind of like Inception, gives a lot of info, but still kind of open-ended. Well, I mean, now see, I haven't seen Inception, but like that's what I liked about Prestige was it does close it off. Like, aside from the magic element, we don't know why Tesla, his version of Tesla, could actually duplicate not only matter, but a living human being. To the point, and that was the crux of the whole thing, up until the moment where the clone is created, all the memories, everything else is all there. So you really would have no idea. Like, it happens and you're standing there and you're like, okay, like, I know everything that the guy who was doing the act knew. Like, I know everything, but I don't know if I know it because I was cloned or if I'm the original. So he never knew. He never could know which version. And there would be no way to, even if you left him alive, there would be no way for him to know which one of them was transported, or whether one was transported or one was, or which one was transported. One of them appeared over here. The other one stayed where he was in theory. So, I mean, that closed it up, but it was brilliant. It was like, whoa, golly day. Yeah. Never knowing. Now I do think one of my little caveats there was, why don't you use the machine once and then you have the brother? Effectively, you have a twin brother and you don't have to be as crazy as the other twin brothers, but like I don't know how that would have diminished the act at all, other than like, you know, his whole monologue, like to see the looks on their faces, the wonder. I mean, like, I don't think from the audience perspective, if it had been a double or if it had just been him, I don't think it would have made a difference. So I'm kind of like, well, we didn't need to go there. Like, you could have just left the clone alive, but I guess the ambition of both was the same. And it was, they wanted to be the only one, but at the same time, you never knew if that was going to be you or if you were going to die. So I don't know, but I did like it. I did like it. The manga is, MHA manga is over. That's been written. I don't know that the series, I think it's either done or it's on its last season, I think. I don't know. I kind, like I said, I kind of checked out. I need to watch Cowboy Bebop. What? Isaac, what the? That's a fundamental thing. That's like saying you never watched Star Wars, which there are people in the world like that, but they're weird. You're not weird. Watch. You've got the time. You've got the time. Watch Cowboy Bebop. Now I can only vouch for the sub because I don't. Like I said, I did the dub version of this one based on your recommendation, and once I found out it's the Filmation people, I'm like, okay, yeah, great. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. But also, I guess maybe the cost or the trade off of getting 64 episodes for $40 and like 3-day shipping, was that it did not come with a subtitle and Japanese track, so I couldn't have listened to it or watched it that way anyway. Which was a bit of a bummer that I didn't have that option, but the English dub was good enough. So I can only say I know in Japanese Cowboy Bebop plays well. I'm pretty sure it works either way, but it's a good, and because it's very small, it really is. I think it's what, like, I don't know, 20 hours maybe? No, not 20 hours. It's only like 10 episodes or something. Anyway, it's you could watch it in a weekend. Put that on your agenda. Actually, with the first half of Death Note. Yeah, I watched a little bit of it. There are Darksiders comics, yep. And a book. Would you say? Oh, Comboy? Yeah, careful there, Danny, careful there. Gonna have to give you a warning or put you in timeout or something. Technically not an anime, but Atla is a classic. Looking forward to that new movie and series. Atla? So is that DreamWorks then? Let's see who does Atla series. Are you talking about... Oh, Avatar. The Last Airbender? You're talking like the old school? Oh, no kidding. Well, look, I did not know that. Rufio from Hook played Zuko. I think I did know that actually, because I heard him. I was like, wait a minute, that's Rufio. That's crazy. Good to know he's still doing stuff. That's so weird, because Hook came out, I was about the age of those kids when Hook came out. So, okay, yeah, no, he's 50 years old, so I was a little bit younger than those kids when that movie came out. So it's weird, like, seeing them as kids, and now I'm seeing them grown up. But it's like, well, I'm almost the same age too. That's not good. I'm like, aha, you're so old. Oh crap, that's also me. Yeah, now that's something I actually would. So I did watch it for a while. I don't remember where I broke with the series, but it wasn't because I didn't like it. It just, I think maybe I was at a friend's house, or I was maybe renting a room in a house that had cable, and I was watching it, and then I moved away. Somehow I broke with the show, but it wasn't because I didn't like the show. It didn't have access to it. So now I'm curious. I put a moratorium on spending right now, so I can't buy it, but I'm curious if I were to look on eBay. Avatar: The Last Airbender full series Blu-ray. No. $26? $18? $19? The complete series on Blu-ray is $19? Really? Weren't there like 3 books? No way. I thought it was a lot longer than that. Well, I mean, $20. $20? That's like super affordable. $15. $15 for the full series on Blu-ray. Okay, yeah, there's book 1, Water, I guess. Okay. Well, maybe moratorium is a little bit of a harsh word to use. Legend of Korra is pretty good too. Shame it got so much hate. I mean, it didn't intrigue me the way Avatar did. Like, I don't, yeah, it didn't, like Avatar, for whatever reason, it kind of clicked. Korra, just, I don't know. There was, I think I watched one episode. I was like, I mean, I just didn't, I don't know. It's kind of like the Boo saga, where it's like, it might be fine, but like the core saga was like the Cell saga. Like, I don't know that I didn't necessarily want, same thing with Mandalorian. Once Mandalorian, I don't know what the other episodes were, but once Mandalorian got Grogu to Luke, to me, and they have the moment where he takes the helmet off and they connect or whatever, I was like, that's the story. That's like, to me, that was an organic ending. I didn't need to see anything else. And I just didn't have any interest in it. It could have been the most amazing TV in the world, but I just didn't have an interest in watching it, because that satisfied the story for me. Same thing with My Hero Academia. Once All Might passes the torch, that was his arc, such that it was. I didn't need to see anything else. And same thing with Airbender. Like, you know, seeing how that concluded would be cool, but I just don't need to see any more from that universe, really. Yeah, 3 seasons, like 15 episodes each, maybe less. Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. For some reason, it was a much bigger. Jeez, $14. Maybe even cheaper if I can find it used. I mean, I guess 15 is about as cheap as I should expect a Blu-ray set of that size. All right, well, I'll think about it. I was expecting it to be at least like $50 or $60 to price me out of it for right now, but I'm like, $20. if I skip like 3 meals, then I have the, I mean, I don't mean skip meals, but like, you know, smaller portions or whatever, you know, yeah, I might be able to pick that up. There's supposed to be a new series too focused on the next avatars from what I heard. Yeah, Dandy, eBay. That's my go-to for pretty much everything because I don't do Prime anymore. So a lot of times you can find vendors that do free shipping or what have you. And yeah. So I very rarely buy anything elsewhere other than that. And Etsy. Etsy is great. They have, I've been doing this a lot. I had to stop because it was getting out of hand, but like you can do like custom carts and labels for like Super Nintendo games. So like I wouldn't say I designed this. This is an amalgamation of a couple different designs, but then you can get like a cool cartridge and you got these cool like little hologram labels. So like almost my entire Super Nintendo cartridge collection is, you know, there's a Chrono Trigger. That's just that's a standard label, but you get to put it in a cool little cart. Oh, and then I did my own for Punch Out. I used the new character designs from the Wii Punch Out and put it in a purple card. It's the original Super Nintendo, but it's just a little different look. Anyway, like Etsy is really good for cool stuff like that, like collectible stuff, creative stuff. But yeah, like eBay, I'm looking on it right now and they've got plenty of listings for like $20 or less. I checked eBay last night looking for backwards compatible PS3. I never had one, but I want one. If I just don't eat. Well, I mean, but that's the thing. That's the thing, Danny. You think about it, like you eat food and it literally goes to waste. Literally goes to waste. We know we can't survive very long without water, but we know whether you're fasting or dieting or whatever, you can go easily a week without food. Now, you might be a little cranky. You might not be thrilled. But you can go a week. And so it's like, man, if I just go a few days or even one or 2 days with meals averaging probably anywhere between $5 to $8, depending on what you're getting. The prices are pretty high at the moment. Depending what you're eating. It's like, okay, well, if I just, okay, so I'm a little hungry. I'm not starving myself. I'm not going to go, you know, not have nutrition. But if you just, okay, well, my daily budget for food was around, if my per diem was like $30 or so, well, maybe if I forgo half of my per diem a couple days, then I have something that actually lasts and I don't just crap it out in 18 hours. Ooh. Unfortunately, Dandy, you have a great thought, but that's why the PS Fat, that edition, I think, well, you probably didn't see anything under $200, did you? I got my PS3 Slim for $120. But yeah, the Fats that you're talking about where you can play PS2, those are apparently they're very, very highly sought after for the exact reason that you said. So you don't have to have a PS2 and you can play them natively on there. But my understanding is there's a lot more maintenance involved because the reason why they switched that out is because the chipset or whatever the CPU, whatever they had to do in order to add that functionality gets very, very hot. So the Fat versions are loud and you've got to replace like the, what it was called, the goo that goes on like between, it's like a paste between like the heat sink or whatever and the chip. You've got to replace that every so often because it does heat up quite a bit. I'm not trying to dissuade you. I just know they're expensive and they're kind of high maintenance. But yeah, you only need, but why get rid of the PlayStation 2? It's a great looking system. Whatever version you have, it's a sexy system. The PS2, the logo looks nice. I mean, it's just a great system. Why get rid of it? It's not that big. It's not like you're sitting on, you have to sit on it or something because it's just too much space. Well, yeah, I mean, me too, Dandy. But, you know, unless I'm streaming, nobody will see it. Like right now, I got to take advantage of, I've put out, I think, 12 resumes so far. Just for basic manual labor jobs. Still can't get a call. But it's like, until I get, you know, hired, I don't have to worry about interacting with people. So I can get away with being crabby. Nope, but I have 2 other PS3s, so maybe selling them can help offset the cost. And yeah, the thermal paste, that's it. Yeah, thermal paste. 2 other PS3s. Wow. So you're going to give up. Wow. If your wife was a gamer, I'd be like, stop him. Stop that madman. But hey, you know, do what your heart tells you. Do what your heart tells you. I get the appeal. I do. But like, as somebody who owns like I own pretty much every Nintendo system, and I got to say, like, I'd rather play just me personally, just the way I am. Like, I'd rather play the game on the system it came out on rather than like trying to hybridize. I know the PS3 is a clean thing. It's literally playing the game. It's not an emulation. Because that's what Eric tried to get me to buy, like a PS4. I'm like, dude, I can't. But even if I wanted to, all it does, it emulates PS3. It doesn't actually play the PS3 disc. Like it's not actually playing it like the PS3 plays the PS2. PS4 emulates PS3, so it's still not the same. You might as well just play off an emulator at that point. From what I understand, even Dollar General everywhere is always hiring. Every Dollar General everywhere. Well, I do need to make a certainly hourly amount because I do, like, I'm paying the mortgage here. I have a portion of the mortgage that I pay. So I've got that plus the other stuff. I've got to make a certain amount, and I don't think Dollar General, at least entry, pays what I need it to pay. I mean, there's plenty of jobs. There's like warehouse jobs. There's all that easily pays what I need hourly. I just, for whatever reason, the problem is I probably should nerf the resume because I do have a very motley resume. It's like art director for whatever and editor, and I've done a lot of stuff. And I've put some good time in. So somebody seeing it, like, it's like, why do you want to work at a warehouse? Because I want to work with my hands. I don't want to be sitting in front of a computer screen, which is what I've been doing for the past like 5 years. I want to actually be out doing something, working with my hands, getting, stuff done. But a lot of people, a lot of hiring thing, they just go, I mean, that was the story. As soon as I graduated college, I couldn't get a job at Best Buy. I was unemployed for 7 months because any job that I was qualified for, I didn't have the experience. Or any job that I had the education for, they're like, well, yeah, you have to have your degree that you have, but you also need 3 years of experience. Well, how am I going to get 3 years of experience if I just got out of college? Well, you'll have to figure that out. Okay, screw you. Or it was like a Best Buy job where they're like, you look great on paper, but you got your degree. What are you looking to do in the next 5 years? I don't know, but I'm starving right now, so I need a job right now. So, and I even told the woman, I was like, I'll guarantee that I'll be here for a year. Like, if you hire me, I guarantee you I will be here for a year. And I'll sign something if you want. And she's like, no, I can't do that. We're not allowed to do that legally. And I just think you've got a bright future in front of you, and you're probably just not going to stick around. I'm like, oh my gosh. Thanks, college. I agree. I'd still hang on to my PS2 just in case, but it'd be nice to be able to play all 5 generations of PS games on 2 consoles. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm surprised we're not at the point now where they can't. Well, I'm not going to say that they can't because I have the feeling they probably can. But the amount of times, at least, that Nintendo has messed up and just been like, okay, this is a poorly emulated port. Like, it's, I don't know. I would imagine at this point, technologically, you could have a master system that could probably play every game on every system, maybe except for the newest stuff. But where's the money in that, Job market is trash. I mean, there's jobs out there. It's just and to be fair, every time I've ever applied for jobs, it's always been like a month or two of just whatever, just waiting for something. And for me, it's never been like I've stopped applying for jobs that I actually want, where it's like, oh, hey, I would really like to have a career in this. Because I never get those. I always get an entry-level job. I get a temp job, and then I have to work my way up every single time. Get in at entry-level, temp job, minimal pay, prove myself for 6 months, 3 months, whatever. Get taken on board as an actual employee, get a bit of a pay bump, and then 2 or 3 promotions within a couple of years, and I'm doing well again. But then I get bored with the job. Or corporate culture starts to suck. I mean, the whole concept of corporate culture sucks. And that's another problem. I'm looking at warehouse because the last time I worked a corporate job, corporate culture just was poison. I'm like, you don't need a corporate culture. That is a ridiculous way of thinking. You need me to do my job well. You need me to be respectful of the other employees and the people we work with. And that's it. As an employer, that's all you need. That's all you get. You start trying to tell me how to think, what to be okay with, what not to be okay with, how to consider things, what to think about stuff, what's right and wrong. You overstepped. And it doesn't help me do my job. It doesn't make the company better. You just have your ESG scores and all that nonsense. So it would be very hard for me to work in a company right now because they all kind of parrot the same bullshit. Sorry. Well, I apologize to anybody who happened to be watching with sensitive ears, but that's the kind of term I can have for corporate culture. PS3 emulator on PS5 and early games tend to work great, but the later games run even worse because of the PS3 cell processor or something, and the PS5 just doesn't have the juice for it. No kidding, really? The PS5 doesn't have... Well, I guess whatever resources they're allocating towards the PS3 emulation, the PS5 doesn't have... I got to believe that the processor on the PS5 could handle a PS3 game. But I don't know. You know, the hardware architecture and software are very... I don't know. I don't understand them. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe there are actual limitations or considerations that that are counterintuitive. A lot of stuff is counterintuitive. I learned that working with like Adobe products. Like there's some things somebody could say, like I remember doing ads like in Photoshop and I'd put them together and somebody would say, hey, can you make this change? I'm like, oh, no problem. Like it takes me like 30 seconds. Here's a new version. But there are some things you can ask for in Photoshop. It's like, that's going to take like an hour and a half, 2 hours to do because I have to redo this and this and this and redo this and re-render this part and do this and so but to the customer, they don't know. They're like, well, why was one changed? Why did that take a minute? And this one's taking 2 hours. I don't understand. So I can understand or appreciate that there may be some software and hardware limitations that aren't intuitive and they can't do it. And that's okay. I can't remember if it had something to do with the GPU as well. I need to learn about hardware side of gaming computers. Well, if you want to do anything with them, Isaac, absolutely. But I mean, like, you were to find it out and say, PlayStation, you're being dumb because I know that you can do this, this, and this, and this thing will work just fine without even emulation. And they'll be like, nah. So if you're going to make your own, which I think there are people that do that. At this point, you got people, I mean, everything from modding software. There's probably people who've got the hardware thing locked down where they can completely emulate just about anything. I mean, look at this. I mean, Legends, this is a dead game. This game does not exist on the Bethesda servers. This has been recreated, painstakingly recreated by a dedicated team of what I call redevs. They figured it out. Like, they know how to do it and how to import assets and how to make everything work and retro engineer everything. I don't know if I want to be in that field, but at least like to know it for my own sake. Yeah, no, I get it, Isaac. Yeah, I get that. I've actually thought about it. What boot.dev, I've seen stuff for that where it's like you learn how to program through actually like programming games or whatever. I thought about that. I was like, that seems like it'd be a really cool thing to learn. Oh, dude, do it, man. Do it. Do it, Isaac, for sure. Especially your age, if you've got any inclination for that kind of thing, do it. Honestly, I would be joining you if I thought that I had like, I don't want to say propensity for it, but like it's a lot because I mean, there is a lot of, you're figuring out voltage and whatever numbers and all that kind of stuff. My brain doesn't necessarily work great like that. So I can imagine like the tests and everything like that would be pretty difficult for me. But if you've got any aptitude whatsoever, do that, man. Like just, yeah, that I mean, trades I think are the most robust. They're the most, they're like going to be the last things to go. We're in dire need of them because like for the past, I don't know, 50, 60 years, it's all been go to college to get a degree and then face plant most of the time and get something that has nothing to do with your degree. But because institutions will continue to value them and require you to have them, they have value, but it's not because it actually means that you've learned anything. It just is you have to have a degree in order to get this job, period. That's the end of it. Whereas electrician, plumber, tradesman, carpenter, all these different jobs, those you're going to learn a direct skill that is absolutely necessary, that there's a dearth of, like people like that skilled tradesmen is a very small, it's a shrinking thing. As the boomers, as they start to retire, there's going to be a huge gap because young kids, they've all got worthless college degrees in literature. And I mean, hey, I got mine in communications and leadership. Let me tell you, it doesn't amount to a hill of beans. So I'm not dissing the other ones, but if there's a lot of worthless degrees out there, And a lot of worthless positions that I think are going to get downsized as AI keeps going. It's going to be like, hey, we don't need you. But electrician, you can't replace that. I mean, you can look up stuff how to do it online, but that's something a lot of people won't touch. Even plumber, I had a plumber come out and he's like, oh, he said, I'll mess around with a lot of stuff. I don't do my own electric. There's no way in hell. I'm not brilliant by any means, but I'd like to believe I'm relatively smart and capable. People in my life insist I am. Well, there you go. And I'm going to add to that insistence. At least when I'm not under the influence. Okay, that's a fair point. Give yourself a little time to get off the sauce, or the pot, whatever it is. Yeah, don't electrician and smoke. That's not, or you will be smoking in a different way that you will not like. But yeah, dude, man, if you've got, like I said, any inclination, I would say jump on that quick. Because the sooner the better you can start. I mean, they make good money, man. And a lot of the times they'll train you like you're getting paid to be trained. And I think you might have to sign a contract or something like that for a year or whatever to effectively pay off what your education would have cost. But it's functional. It's, like I said, it's always going to be a need. You can go pretty much anywhere and be an electrician. Maybe I should be an electrician. Maybe I should just say, screw it. I got the mind. I can do this and just do it. Because I thought about plumbing. Plumbing would be like less terrifying, but I don't like dealing with poop, and I know people. And while I like to keep my bathroom clean, in fact, when I had the plumber come out, I dropped a spoon down the toilet. Long story, not going to tell it here. And I had the plumber come out. I cleaned the toilet first. Didn't really need it too much, but I cleaned up the area because, like, it's just a common courtesy. Just make it a nice work area for him. The doors open and everything. Make sure I didn't use the bathroom for like the 3 hours before he got out there, so we wouldn't have to deal with any of that kind of stuff. But I'm 99.9% sure that there's a vast majority of people who don't give a rat's patoot about that, and you probably are going to be wading in some nasty stuff that I would be throwing up in. I can't smoke and work even if it's just a Dollar General. Well, I mean, you probably legally probably not. Most people don't want you high at work, but you could probably get away with it, I guess. But is a job settling well with you? I'm gonna have to. Got to get some stuff taken care of here. But like, is a job going well for you? Are you liking it? I mean, like you said, it's retail, but I mean, it suits you well enough. I have a weak stomach for things. Yeah, exactly. Like some people don't mind poop, or they can handle it. I cannot, literally or figuratively. In fact, the biggest reason I don't have kids, because I can't do the diaper thing. I'd have to marry somebody who is like, don't you worry. Anytime there's explosive diarrhea, anytime a diaper needs to be changed, I'll handle it from cradle to grave. I will handle it between putting the diaper on and putting it in the trash. It's not because I'm misogynistic or like I don't think I should have to. I'm just saying I don't have the stomach for it. I don't care if it's my kid. I don't even like, can't do, no, just fecal matter doesn't, nope. If I cover my mouth and can't smell the ammonia, I can handle cleaning up pee or something, but nah, man, I don't do the poo. Don't do the poo. Yeah. So yeah, electrician would probably be a good bet. Like I said, I think it's AI proof. Like they would have to have highly articulated and relatively inexpensive and very, very well protected and certified and insulated artificial life forms to do that work. I think we're at least a year away from that. No worries, I can let you go, but yeah, it's going okay. Good, okay. Only worked a few days so far, but it's going all right. I'm just sweaty and gross all the time now. Wait. And you're in Virginia? Oh no, you're in North Carolina. Well, I mean, yeah, it's the dog days of summer, I guess, right? And anywhere you go. I mean, it's definitely here. We've had the dog days for like two months now. But yeah, I guess that would be a thing. But yeah, I remember working for Toys R Us when I worked in the big ticket items. We had to carry out the bikes and the Power Wheels and everything else. All it took was one trip outside. You were soaked. Virginia is a mess like that. But yeah, cool, man. So yeah, hopefully if I'll try to do like a 11 o'clock a.m. or maybe 10 o'clock a.m. stream on Sunday for Ratchet and Clank. Like you said, if you can make it, great. If not, it'll be up there for you when you get off work or what have you. But yeah, man, human is very. Oh yeah, no. Arizona and Colorado are two like anomalies. Well, and I guess California. I don't know about all of California because it's a long state, but at least like Burbank and San Diego. Very little humidity, nice and dry. If you find shade, you cool off. East Coast is garbage though. Absolutely. Now you go far enough like into Maine and stuff, it's not quite as bad. But yeah, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, probably Maryland, New York, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the humidity is crap. But Arizona, to be fair, Arizona is extremely dry. Like that is extremely and exceedingly hot. Like I remember they shut down like all the outside, like usually places will shut them down in the wintertime, the outside seating areas. Arizona is the only place I know that shuts down the outside eating area in the summertime because you cannot sit down on anything that has been out in the sun in Arizona for like 5 minutes. So, I mean, you're not burning alive in North Carolina, but you are drowning in the air because it is so thick with humidity. But yeah, every state has its downside. I'm like tweaked that I'm in Texas and it's still freaking humid as hell. Like it's supposed to be a desert. Either be hot or be nice. And Texas is like, no, we're going to be hot and not nice. Unlike Colorado, which is, okay, it's going to be hot sometime, but even when it's hot, it's not too bad. Here, it's just hot and not nice. I appreciate getting to catch up with you. I'll make sure I'm up by noon Eastern on Sunday. Tucson was crazy dry. Yeah, Tucson, that's actually where I was. I had a friend in, no. Where is the stadium? Tempe. I was in Tempe. There's another T, but yeah. Yeah, very dry. Very, very brown. I remember that about Arizona. No other state had that much brown. You had khaki, tan, taupe, and brown. And dark brown and caramel. Like it was all different shades of brown. That was it. And then a little sprig of grass growing out between the rocks. Falstaff. Is that it? I think that's where they have like the ski slopes and everything. Anyway. Okay, cool. Well, good. Then I look forward to seeing you on Sunday, my friend. It was great catching up. And yeah, I will talk to you. Anybody else who happens to be lurking, thank you for listening in on what was essentially a Full Metal Alchemist review and a little bit of Avatar and some other stuff. Flagstaff. What did I say? Did I say Falstaff? Flag. That was the word when we talked about it last time. And I was saying the cool thing about Arizona is you have this very arid desert part, but then you can go like 4 hours and you can go skiing. And I couldn't remember the name of it. And I thought I remembered the name of it, but I'm pretty sure I butchered it. But then you finally got it. So yeah, Flagstaff is what I meant to say. Flagstaff. Yeah, that's where I was living for a few years. And dude, yeah, now we're here and there's so much green. Yeah. And you can see like for a long ways. I remember Colorado was, you get out there and you're like, I can see everything. In fact, it sucked because when you were on the highway, if you were traveling east, like the sun literally was going to blind you because the sun is coming up in your face. Whereas in Virginia, at least in North Carolina, we got all the trees on the highway. Very rarely do you encounter the sun coming up because you've got just nothing but forest all around you. But yeah. Well, look forward to continuing the convo over a nice game of Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, man, of course, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, sending all the positive vibes and hoping. Thank you very much, Isaac. Yes, I would like to join you in the gainfully employed department. Maybe we both just need to be electricians and solve all our problems, but you as well. And yeah, take care until then and watch Cowboy Bebop. I'm not going to say it's like a masterpiece because I thought it was good. I'm not like, oh my gosh, it's one of the greatest, but it's definitely worth a watch. And you've been working a bunch of shows into your lineup. Work Cowboy in there. But yeah, man, thanks for the talk. Thanks for the conversation. And I'll talk to you later.